Hello, everybody. Today, it's time to do another wheel rewrite. Now, it's a bit delayed. I had some issues with a pipe that burst in my house. That could be an interesting story hour one day. Not a great time that was. But I'm here now. Now, I said I was going to slightly reform the wheel, and I have taken a few things out. I don't think it's enough. So I think I'm going to task you guys with a little bit of an objective, okay? So any of these like kind of events or roles that you personally don't enjoy that much, let me know, and I think we can tweak and remove some of them. Now, I've removed some things. You'll see there's less characters now. Just to kind of go over some of the things that I've taken out. Like, for example, like Scott. I took Scott out because Scott's boring. Barbara's a mean character. She gets to stay, but I don't care about Scott. I've also removed all of the Meridian people. The reason why is I've still actually got their deaths in the chart, but I've removed their characters. That way we get like a lot of deaths in the finale whilst we're fighting the Reapers, you know, making them more of a threat instead of them just taking out a bunch of red shirts that we don't know or care about. I've also removed like the Benjamin and Richard. I've removed both of them because I just don't enjoy that death and like doing the thing with the Kingdomers. Never really enjoyed it, so got rid of that. I got rid of Julio, I know, for the Julio fans, but I added Patrick I swapped them out. I thought that would be kind of cool to sort of mix it up a little bit. Still got Guillermo. I'm considering getting rid of Guillermo. I don't know how fun he really is. I also got rid of Jadis, because who the hell cares about Jadis? She can just piss off in a helicopter. That can be canon. I do need to remove her death though, so I do need to remember that because I've forgot to remove her. Her death. Anyway, today our protagonist is going to be Saul Goodman, and his love interest is going to be Kim Wexler. And I also made this neat little chart down here. Now I kind of lost my notes of my list. I'm a bit of a disaster. I do apologise, but I lost my my list. Don't know what happened to it. I think I deleted the file by accident, and that's a bit annoying. So I thought I'd put it on this one because I'm not going to delete the wheel formula because it's saved on my OneDrive. So. Anyway, so I've obviously got all the different requests. These are in order of how they're going to be. Now, for people who've obviously paid less than $5, unfortunately, you are at the bottom. I do apologise. If you want to replenish this, though, send me another 5, Mr. Liebergert. But I will get to this. I won't make you wait longer than 3 months. And then a few others that, like this guy, Gavin Edits, confused the hell out of me, guys. He left a request on the Axel video for a request. I don't know if he's trying to be sneaky, but that had to go at the bottom, so that's why it's not in order, because he requested that later. And then like other people requested, like this guy requested $10 for this one, so he gets to go up the list. I'm trying to find a good fair way of doing it. But that's the list so far. If you did send me money, one of your videos hasn't come out and you do not see your name on this list or your request on this list, static, then drop me a message right now in the comments and just say, hey, I left a request on this so-called video, and yeah, if you've left a video, there might be the case that it's easier for me to keep track if they're left on the actual wheel rewrites videos, because when you leave them on other videos it confuses the hell out of me. Okay, so yeah, if you don't see your name there, obviously I'll just do one more shot. Pause. If you don't see your name there, then let me know and I will amend it. Okay, and I've also updated the chaos roll a little bit. I am considering, pretty blasphemous, you're gonna say to actually get rid of the chaos roll, or at least severely reduce it. I don't know. I feel like the chaos roll does, or maybe just change it a lot. Maybe I just need to change it a lot. I'm not sure. We'll see. It's a forever changing formula. So what we are going to do is, people didn't like me getting rid of all the rock, getting rid of all the Atlanta people, and I understand why. So what we'll do is we will not do that anymore. We'll just keep them on as extra characters, I suppose. My only reason why I didn't want to do that is if you have too many characters, it's just hard to keep track of everything. Definitely something we've had before. Hoping this rewrite, we've got Saul Goodman, okay? I also added Hugh, you probably saw, but I also added Hewell, Kim Wexler, and Chuck McGill, okay? So they're all coming too. Kim and Jimmy were there to defend Hewell. They were going. This is an alternative universe where, spoiler alert, Chuck doesn't die and Jimmy's never arrested. And essentially, Kim and Saul are going to defend Hewell Babino in Atlanta when Chuck comes with his army of lawyers to try and screw over Jimmy. That's what was happening. And then the apocalypse happened. These guys eventually came out of Atlanta. Jimmy, Saul, got cut off from his friends and lover and brother. His lover, friend, and brother. And he eventually found Morgan, was saved by Morgan, was kind of learned a bit more about the apocalypse from Morgan's experience. And then he went off to Atlanta on a horse, perhaps, to try and find his family, quote unquote. I guess it is his family. I mean, 2 out of 3 are his family. And he, got into some pickle. And then he's saved by someone that we will determine. So that's the plot so far. That's what we're going with. Miranda, Daryl, Merle, missing 2. Jackie, T-Dog. Right. So, what we will do to start off is determine. Now what I'm going to do instead is that I do like swapping some people. So what we're going to do is we're not going to roll a d6 in this instance because we've already got 4 people anyway who are different characters. So instead we're going to roll a d4 to determine how many Atlanta people we're going to swap out. So that's 3 people. So of these 3, which ones are we going to swap out? I think that way it's not too confusing, but it also just gives a little bit of variety. It's like a good middle ground. I think I'm going to go with Andrea and Amy here. So Andrea and Amy. And then give me another one. Jim. Okay, so Andrea and Amy. Let's see what season they will swap with. 6. Okay, so season 6, Andrew and Amy, brother and sister and sister, they're sisters. Season 6, that of course is not the best season to swap characters out with, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm thinking, do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Jesus and Dr. Carson. Okay, because they're both season 6. And we'll swap Andrew and Amy out. So, at the hilltop, when we arrive at the hilltop, Andrea will be taking the Jesus sort of archetype. she'll be doing Jesus's role, and I think Amy is doing Dr. Carson's role. So instead, we'll say that Amy went to med school, and so she was halfway through med school when the apocalypse happened, and Andrea can be the same, civil rights attorney, that can be the same, but she's kind of become just like Jesus, a recruiter who goes out, and eventually Saul Goodman will, whichever Saul's best buddy, will eventually find Andrea out on the road, of course, and have some shenanigans with her. And then for Jim, season 3, ooh, that's interesting. Do I make Jim the hitchhiker? No, because there's a good chance. People seem to want Jim to always survive. He did survive last one, although it was a bit of a disaster last one. So I'm thinking we'll swap Jim out for season 3. Ooh, it's tricky. It's tricky. I have the option of the prisoners or someone from Woodbury, basically. That's the options we have. I don't know how I feel about that. Should we swap out Jim for Axel? I don't know, they kind of look similar. Why not? Fuck it. So we've done Andrew and Amy. Switched with Jesus and Dr. Carson. And then we've got Axel switched with Jim. Or Jim switched with Axel, really. Right, so we'll make that little note. And then from that, we should have our extra characters. So let me just add... We got to add, of course, Axel, and then also Dr. Carson and Jesus. And let's decide who's our main character other main characters. First off, who's going to be saving Saul in Atlanta? Who's our Glenn replacement? T-Dog. Oh shit, I like that. I like it. So T-Dog is going to be our new. It's going to be a new protagonist. Now, I used to have a list. I feel like what we're going to do now is just keep kind of characters to like a 7 or 8, or main characters, I mean. Miranda Morales, okay. So this will be like our Andrea replacement, maybe? Maybe, possibly, we'll see. And then we need our Dale replacement. Okay, Axel. That works. Alright. So those are our main characters. 7 main characters there. These are our minor characters. So let's see who gets handcuffed on the roof. So of course, as we said before, who was it? T-Dog saves Saul Goodman. We're not doing kids. No kids are allowed to be handcuffed to the roof because it makes no sense. So I think we've had this one before, but fair enough. Ed Peltier, and it makes sense. Maybe he's like ragging on one of the women or something. Like out of him and Merle, they like make the most sense to be handcuffed to a roof. Maybe Jim because of his like delusions and stuff. But yeah, Ed being handcuffed to the roof. So I'm gonna say yeah. Ed starts beating up. Maybe Carol's on the mission as well. Starts hitting Carol and Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman is an attorney at law. He just like sucker punches Ed in his face and then grabs some handcuffs and puts him there, and eventually I could see Saul like leaving in this sort of situation. I mean, he wanted to send Jesse to Belize, so I could see it happening, leaving Ed, but then he does end up feeling guilty because he does have a heart. Now, does Guillermo, of course, they're gonna kidnap T-Dog. Does Guillermo come with? Heads, yes. So that means Guillermo is going to be joining to help our people get back to... Because, of course, their truck's missing. So they ask Guillermo, can you give us a hand back to the city? And I'm going to say that Guillermo and some of his goons head there with the crew to help them come back. Hang on. Need to add all these guys on. T-Dog's the main character. Yeah, and basically Guillermo comes with, and then obviously later on he's going to find that all of his people are dead, sadly. So currently everyone else, Miranda is a main character as well, and maybe this might become relevant later on, hopefully. Hoping one of her family members dies, just so it works out really nicely. But you never know with the wheel, you really never know. So yeah, I probably should do the Dwayne role, the Morgan role earlier, thinking about it. But anyway, Guillermo helps these guys get back to their camp. Obviously, they find it overrun. Before that, though, what happened with that Dwayne situation, Saul? Can you tell us about it? So let's do a little roll. 4, oh no, both Morgan and Dwayne are saviors. Oh no, they're saviors. I don't know if I'm gonna say they show up. I might just have them be like at the lineup, perhaps. Or actually, maybe a better idea. Ooh, I've just had like a fucking perfect idea here. Maybe instead of Negan being Negan, Negan's just a lieutenant, right? Dwayne is like obviously Morgan's son, but maybe Negan, it's not, we're Negan, it's we're Morgan. We're sticking with that. We're gonna go with that. It's a fucking idea I had in my head. It popped in my head. We're gonna go with it. Rightio. So now, when of course everyone shows back up with the guns, our crew comes back up. Obviously they've rescued T-Dog, Wire, and of course Ed's gone missing. Who is? Oh no, Ed's deaf. Dr. Carson. Speaking of, where are you, Eddie? You're missing. So Dr. Carson is in his tent, I guess. I guess he's in his tent. Maybe someone's beating him up, or maybe he's just had a hard day, like helping some sick people or whatever it may be. And he's in his tent. He's minding his own business. He's having a chill one when a walker comes in and munches on his face. Very unfortunate for Dr. Carson. Next up, Amy's death. So who's coming out asking for toilet paper? Ugh. This doesn't work. It can't work with Guillermo. So of course it's before that crew shows back up. So I have to re-roll. Oh no. Oh no. Daryl's like, Merle, we got any porn? No. We got any toilet paper, Merle? And Daryl gets grabbed by Greg Nicotero Walker and he bites Daryl. Merle's screaming, no, baby brother, like holding him. Oh, it's very sad. And then finally, the Jim death. Who gets Jim death? Now, I'm hoping it's one of the Morales family, please. For Christ's sake, it's not. Okay, so Jackie. So Jackie gets the Jim death. She's bitten. I'm going to say she'd probably reveal it. She goes, I'm bitten, everyone. Sorry guys, I'm bitten. And, of course, Jackie, per her request, asks to be left by a tree to die slowly. Bit of a painful death, but, she kind of wants to... She's at peace kind of thing. She's like, I'm at peace. So they leave her there, and the rest of these characters, of course, head towards the CDC. But before that, someone goes off to leave to look for their extended family. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy. So Rick, Laurie, Carl, Shane, I guess. Rick, Laurie, Carl, Shane. They head off. Carl, Shane. Rick wants to go find his sister Evie and all the rest of his family, or whatever it may be. Maybe his parents are still alive. I mean, Rick, I think his dad's dead, right? But I don't know if it was Rick's mother. But anyway, he goes off to go find his family. And, yeah. He goes off to find his family. He goes to find the family. And I guess they bring Shane with them. That makes sense why. Judith will come later on, don't worry. We'll have someone else will be the parent to Judith. Possibly Kim. Actually, yeah, probably Jimmy and Kim. Judith will be born via Jimmy and Kim. Anyway, so those guys, they head off to look for extended family. So that means we're now left for the 17 of us left as we head towards the CDC. And on the way, we probably do stop off at the nursing home, and Guillermo is very upset to learn that all of his people have been killed. Very sad. And so, of course, they head to the CDC. Saul goes in. I'm a lawyer, Mr. Jenner. I'm a lawyer. Here are my friends. This is my brother. He's also the best lawyer I've ever known. Chuck's like, he's not a real lawyer. Anyway, the CDC, the electricity, he's in his little space blanket. No, I preferred it at the quarry camp. So anyone who's not watched Better Call Saul is going to have zero idea what the hell I'm talking about, which makes it maybe even funnier. So we're going to roll a d4 to the CDC explosion. So that is a 3, meaning that 3 people are going to die in the CDC explosion. So who are those 3 going to be? Oh no. Louis? Oh, this is almost perfect. This could be perfect, guys. This could be perfect. Come on. Make it perfect. So we got Louis, Morales, and come on. Oh, no. I'm gonna re-roll. I'm actually gonna re-roll. I'm gonna give it one more chance. Okay, fuck it. We'll go with that. Fine. We'll go with that. So what's gonna happen is Miranda is like, yeah, Morales, let's get the fuck out of here. This is insane. But Morales is like, listen, baby, listen. We want, I don't want my kids to suffer and die out there, okay? I want to keep them safe, and this is how we keep them safe. It's a quick, easy, slow death. And obviously he decides, he's like, no, this is my son, da-da-da. And Miranda and Dale's like, he's like, I'll convince him, please. Let me convince him. And Miranda's like panicking, and Dale's like, just get your daughter out, right? Because Morales has a hold of Louis, and he's like, Eliza, come here, stay here. And Eliza like runs away. So Miranda escapes with Eliza, obviously running after Eliza. Her and her daughter escape. However, Morales and Louis are still staying put. Now, with Dr. Jenna, obviously the great man Saul Goodman's like, listen, Jenna, we can solve this. Maybe there'll be other scientists, other places we can go to, surely. You can't just give up, okay? Did Fleming give up? I don't know any other doctors. Did the guy who made fucking... I don't know... did Mary Curie give up? Yeah, I don't know. So he convinces, with using his good lawyer jargon, he convinces Jenna to leave. And maybe even impressing both Kim and Chuck. And obviously at the same time, Dale is too late in convincing... Oh, that's not Dale. In convincing Morales and Louis. And he realizes time is fucked. So he ends up hitting Morales, grabbing Louis, and trying to make it out of the CDC alive. However, it's too late. He's obliterated along with Louis and, of course, Morales, who stayed put. So that means all three of those guys die. And so a very depressing end to Season 1. As the rest of the group leave. Pretty distraught. pretty distraught indeed, may I say. Now, I don't really have any preference for who gets to be upgraded to a main character now, but I think we'll stick with the ones we got because we've obviously not really had much happen. So now let's roll for a chaos. Bit of chaos. 65. So we're going to go along the corridor, down the stairs. 65. All villains this season will be reformed. Okay. So I imagine that means we're going to get no sort of Shane dynamic. But on top of that, Randall turns out to be a decent guy. Now, I'm not going to add Dave and Tony because obviously they're not on the thing anyway. But so that's going to still happen. But in terms of Randall, at least, and there's going to be no Shane. So I think we'll have to just kind of reword the whole Otis situation. So who first of all gets shot? Ooh, I like that. Sophia. So Sophia gets shot. So of course Saul feeling some sort of guilty for obviously leaving Ed, and Carol obviously hates Saul. Probably at this point she's probably said some terrible things about him. When Sophia gets shot, he's like panicking, so he's like carrying her, like running to the farm. Carol's kind of closely following behind as he's desperately trying to get Sophia to the farm to be treated for this gunshot wound that he feels partly responsible for. And then which Green family member did it? So that's what we have to decide now. So I think we'll keep this one the same because I think this one's okay, because these guys all become like part of the group. Whereas the Kingdom people don't really. So that's why I don't really like the Kingdom thing. Oh, that's interesting. Herschel's the one who did it. So Herschel's like, I can treat her, please. Let's... Oh, no, that doesn't mean that Herschel's dying. But he's like, yeah, I can treat her. Let's go. So they rush off to the farm, of course. And eventually they get Sophia into the farm and they begin to treat her. So who is going to get lost whilst that's happening? Oh no, Guillermo. So Guillermo, I guess, maybe he thought he saw, like, maybe I got an idea. So as they're traveling down the highway, they obviously hear the walkers, but as they were traveling down, he thought he heard something on the radio, like one of his crew on the radio. So he's like, oh shit, what was that? And the people are like trying to tell him, like, don't turn on the radio, there's walkers coming. And Guillermo turns on the radio anyway. And basically, obviously, the walkers see him. They're attracted to him. He starts running away, but he's like injured quite badly. And I'm gonna say that Saul or whoever goes out to help him, but he's injured. They tell him to wait. Saul deals with the walkers, and then Guillermo's gone. And then, of course, later on, he's going to be revealed to be inside the barn. It's not going to be the same impact as Sophia, that's for sure. But yeah, that's what happened to Guillermo in the end, I guess. So, I mean, he made it to season 2 at least. That's something. So, R.I.P. Guillermo. But also, Herschel is going to be getting shot and killed. This is a crazy rewrite already. So, who is going to be doing... I'm just going to say that Herschel is just killed by walkers. I'm not going to say that necessarily someone killed them, because we said that all villains are going to be reformed. So, I guess what we'll say is who went on the mission with Herschel to get medical supplies. Now, obviously, Herschel was like the main, doctor. Oh, that actually works so well. That works brilliantly. It's Chuck McGill. So, yeah, I guess Chuck McGill, he went with Herschel to get the supplies, and I don't necessarily think it has to be like he killed him. What could probably happen is he could have helped Herschel kill some walkers, but he was just too afraid, so he grabbed the medical supplies and ran. More like that. So he's not necessarily like a villain, like he killed him directly, but he certainly didn't help. I kind of like that idea. I think that works as a plot thread, and of course this would be better later on. Obviously, Chuck shows up with the medical supplies, kind of like as a hero, because at this point you got to think Chuck's going to be so jealous because Saul has basically taken over this group and he's like leading them, and he is like a true leader, something that Chuck wanted to be, right? Because their whole brotherly rivalry falls down to jealousy, but it's a jealousy that's not even a two-way jealousy, it's a one-way jealousy, but it's for the overachiever to the lower achiever, because Chuck was jealous of Saul even though Saul had achieved less than Chuck, but he just didn't like the fact he achieved anything, right? That's like a big part of their relationship. So I kind of like the idea of like Saul being like a leader and being like people turn to, and him feeling so jealous about that. So that's why he volunteered for this mission to go with Herschel. And of course, Herschel died. And so I think Chuck makes up this bullshit story about how like there was no other way, and and he tried his best. He fought them. He hacked away as so many walkers to try and get to Herschel, but he was just unable to. And he feels such a failure, kind of thing. And I don't know. I kind of like that idea. Also, at this stage, I feel like Eliza probably should be a main character, considering she went through that entire ordeal. Anyway, let's do the Dale death. So who is talking about Randall? We should spare Randall, etc., etc. Well, that can't happen. So we'll have to re-roll. So who's asking to spare Randall? And they end up... Oh, no! Not the dog. So T-Dog is the guy who defends Randall, which I think would be within his character, especially in season 3. So he defends, like, keeping Randall alive, and of course, in the end, he is attacked by a walker in the middle of the field. Maybe it's a walker that Sophia or possibly Eliza was playing with, and of course, he's overpowered. He has his stomach ripped open, and then of course, someone puts him down. Maybe it's Huel. Sorry, brother. Reasonably. He says reasonably. How bad's the pain? Reasonably painful. Anyway, we're not going to have a kill Randall. So what we'll do instead is add Randall to our list. Because Randall turns out to be good. Good guy in the end. Probably wasn't actually, but, in the end. So Randall joins the group. He announces he gives like the location of his group, and he's like, they're a bunch of terrible fucking guys. If you can take them out if you want. And our group scout them to realize that they're moving on. They're not a threat, but then they know that now they can trust Randall. So they say like, your group's gone. You can join us if you want. Yeah, we kind of we've treated your leg, etc., etc. Yes, we shot your guys. They drew on us first. So they explain it. They obviously are skeptical of Randall. Maybe they put him on a leash for a little bit, but they kind of respect T-Dog's wishes, as everyone should. And keep Randall alive. However, I'm going to have a main character basically die in the finale. So that's how I'm going to replace the Shane death. So this character sacrifices themselves at the end to save someone else. Ooh, okay, so Eliza. So I guess Miranda, I don't know. Or maybe I could just say, instead of, because it could still be a gunshot, right? I think we'll just say yeah. So we'll just say Eliza is taken out by walkers. Yeah, so I say that Eliza's playing on the field, whatever it may be. She's being reckless. Her and Sophia are like playing. Maybe they're like having like a game of tag or whatever it may be. And a walker grabs Eliza, starts devouring it. Miranda starts firing up her weapon in absolute distress to try and save her daughter. Of course, that then draws the entire herd to the farm. And the others, of course, run back to the farm, try and defend it, but then they obviously can't. And then in the herd attack, four characters are gonna die. Oh no. Oh god. So. Oh, I never actually added a random character, did I? Hang on. She's a writer. Well, we won't have her. Random page. Who? The Chronicler from Road to Survival. That is so random. I love it. So the Chronicler will be joining our group. The Chronicler. So where did the Chronicler come in? I guess the Chronicler. He was running away. He was running away from the walkers. How do you spell it? The Chronicler. That's such a stupid word. I hate it. The Chronicler. Chronicler, right? Chronicler. The Chronicler. So I'm just gonna call him Carl. No, I can't call him Carl. Well, actually, there is no Carl. I'm gonna call him Cron. So literally, Cron. You got Cronny here, Cronny boy. Has he joined? I need to actually add him here. Cronny boy. So we got Cronny boy there. So he just he's like a random, like a rando, and he's like running away from the herd. That's what happens when Eliza gets attacked. So Eliza gets attacked. He's running away from the herd. He's like, there's fucking thousands of them. And so this random guy just kind of joins the group. That's what I get for forgetting to add him. And of course, 4 people are going to be dying in the herd attack. So let's see who those 4 people are going to be. Oh no, Dr. Jenner. So I'm going to say he's running with all of his lab notes or whatever it may be, and he's getting bitten and eaten. And he's like, take my lab notes! As they're like ripping into, he's like, take the lab notes! And we'll say that, we'll say that, like, this is where Chuck McGill has like a bit of a character arc, because he actually puts himself in harm's risk to grab the lab notes from Jenna. And I'm going to be saying as well, this whole time, Jenna and Charles have been, Jenna and Chuck have kind of been talking, and Chuck's been, because he's a brilliant mind, you can't deny that. He's been learning like all of the lab notes and whatever. I'm gonna say Axel was the one looking for Guillermo as well. He was out there and he got injured. Maybe he got shot in the head by by Kim Wexler or Miranda or whatever. He got shot. He was shot by some woman. We'll say, no, little whatever. Moving on. He gets shot. So we can have that whole like arc going on as well. But yeah, so this is like Chuck McGill's arc. He finally goes in, he grabs the supplies, all the lab notes from Jenna, as Jenna is like ripped apart by walkers. So hopefully the cure can be brought on by Charles McGill. Another character to die. Otis, okay. Otis has done nothing. It's just been he is the Jimmy of this season, along with Jimmy and Patricia. So he's kind of ripped apart. Oh shit. Okay, Beth as well. So we'll say that Otis was driving the RV, and so Saul and I don't know, Saul and Sophia, maybe that could be like a cool little duo. So Saul and Sophia, they jump on the RV, along with maybe Miranda. Beth, I'm gonna say, she just can't. I don't know. Like there's something about the farm. She's just unable to leave. She won't leave. Walkers break in, and Maggie is forced to watch her sister getting eaten. As she's now the last of her family. And yeah, we'll say that Jimmy kind of go. Okay, so that's what happens. Beth kind of freezes. She freezes up. Maggie and Jimmy are like pleading with her to go. Of course, as well, Kim's like, it would be Saul and I think on the RV. Jumping up in the barn, burning the art will be Saul, Sophia, Miranda, and obviously Kim's back at the farm trying to get everyone to evacuate. Of course, Beth freezes up. Kim's like pleading with Beth to do it. Walker as well as Maggie will be defending the farm, to be fair, as well as Maggie and so it'll be Jimmy and Kim basically trying to convince Beth. Walkers break in. They surround Beth. She's eaten. Jimmy goes to defend her. Kim's like, Jimmy, don't. She's gone. But Jimmy's like, fighting for his girlfriend's life, and then he's also devoured, and then Kim ends up leaving with the chronicler, I guess. What so random. So the entire Green family has been wiped out, other than Maggie. So we've upped that process, and then who's going to be getting separated and saved by Michonne? Well, I guess Patricia's alive, which is a bit random. So also we need to update this. So Eliza died, of course, and then on top of that, we've lost Jenna. We've lost Otis. Otis drives the RV. And then, of course, Beth and Jimmy are in the house. Beth freezes up. And then Jimmy kind of goes in there to, like, try and save her. But he's unable to. I like that. I think that's pretty good. Anyway, who is it? Oh, Axel. Ooh, I kind of like that. I don't know why. I think that's kind of cool. So, Axel. Michonne. Or as Chris Hardwick would say it, Michonne. That's how Chris Hardwick first pronounced it. Rewatching The Talking Dead is so fucking funny. I love how Chris Hardwick's meant to be like a super fan, but it's quite clear he's never fucking read the comic. Like he's never. The bro fucking bro called her Michonne. Anyway, Axel, I like that. I think that's good. Axel and Michonne. I don't know why. It's such a weird pairing. Also, Randall's joined our group, which is so random. Fucking the Randall and the Chronicler. Who the fuck is the Chronicler? Anyway, so Michonne's been added. Chaos roll time. Woo. 26. So we'll do along the corridor. Down the stairs. Any Grand's family members, including Michonne, left alive. Oh no! No! So I guess what happens in this rewrite is, although this cool fucking samurai saved Axel, and I was like, I love how it's bragging about how cool it is. Wait, does that mean that technically because these guys, they all died off screen? I don't like that because they're not currently here. So what we'll do is we'll kill one of them. We'll kill Laurie. So we'll say that Laurie, she died off screen, okay? Laurie dies off screen. Yeah, we'll kill... we'll kill Shane as well. We'll say, like, when Rick comes back in season 8, he'll be like, I killed my friend Shane, and I killed Laurie when I found out they were having an affair, something like that, whatever. In this universe, yeah, it's a full-on affair, okay? And Rick's like, I found out they were having an affair, so I killed them both, to keep my son safe, etc. So that's what we find out now in the backstory. That's going to be a thing. But with Michonne, I guess instead of Andrea getting sick, it's going to be... Well, Axel, because obviously Axel's in place of Andrea, is Michonne who's the one who's sick, and Axel's like trying his best to defend her and keep her safe. But eventually, she just dies of like pneumonia again. She dies of pneumonia. Woodbury are not. Woodbury are just not there in time. They take her back, but it turns out she's dead. And then maybe we can get the reveal that Michonne's head is in the tank. So instead of like the whole Lieutenant Wells thing. They can still have to kill the National Guard. But yeah, the governor has Michonne's head in the fish tank instead. And Axel... the governor and Axel start the governor falls in love with Axel. Or maybe he's trying to like shape him to be like his perfect soldier. Yeah. So that's what's happening there. Michonne's already dead. She wasn't really a main character. She was there for a second, saved Axel, and then died. I kind of like Loki like it. Now the only trouble is who is eventually going to show up at the prison to inform about the kidnapped survivors. But we'll get to that when we come to it. Who is getting bitten on the leg? Glenn. So I guess Glenn and Maggie probably still are a couple at this point as well. So what we can do is I think we'll both add both Glenn and Maggie here. I think that works. We still got Merle, which is quite funny. Yeah. So Glenn is bitten on the leg. He has his leg hacked off. Everyone thinks he's gonna die, but he's all right in the end. One leg. He's all right in the end. Anyway, so what we're gonna do for these guys, we're actually gonna do something a little bit different with the prisoners, just to kind of keep it fresh. Keep it fresh. So how we're gonna do that is we're gonna roll a d4 to decide how many. No, a d4 to decide how many of them are evil. Oh, okay, so it's just the base 2, normal 2. So then we'll decide which of these 2 prisoners is evil. Now, of course, we actually have Jim, not Axel. So, which one of these prisoners is evil? Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry! Jim is not surviving this one. And then, who's the other evil one? So, Jim is our Thomas. Ooh, I kind of like this. Thomas and Oscar are the evil characters. Oh, so not Thomas, sorry, Jim and Oscar. So that basically means, well, and then now which one of them is going to have the big tiny death? We need to decide. Oh, I'm sorry, Big Tiny. Wait. No, it's Big Tiny. So that means that Big Tiny is killed by Big Tiny, but is instead killed by Jim, some guy. Like, so I guess Jim's backstory is he was day out of prison for, I don't know, selling for ripping people off, for fraud or something. I don't know, because he was a mechanic, right? Fraudulent mechanic bookkeeping. And he's day out of prison. He's meeting his family. That's when all shit goes down. His family are ripped apart. He's put in the cafeteria with the others. And now he's just like got revenge. He kills Big Tiny after he gets scratched. And then he tries to take a swing at Saul Goodman because he's like, my lawyer. He has a thing against lawyers. He's like, you're a lawyer? Or maybe Saul was actually practicing in Atlanta. And at the time, maybe he's you know, past the bar in Atlanta as well, or in Georgia, and he actually represented Jim. I kind of like that, and so he's like the reason. He blames Jimmy. Oh, I don't know. I kind of like that idea, you know. And so he takes a swing at Saul, and then Saul's like, "Oh, actually, is it Saul?" Someone else might say, "I get it. Shit happens." Oh, so instead, Saul's like, the trouble is, Jim, I've made a lot of friends. And so Maggie like comes up behind and puts a machete in the back of Jim's head. And then he falls down and dies. That's pretty peak. So then we had Thomas and Andrew. Oh, fuck, yeah. Oh, I kind of like this. Thomas and Andrew. So they're actually joining up. They turned out to actually be pretty good in the end. Now, of course, Oscar is our Andrew. Playing. So he turns out to be. So I guess he kind of tries to defend Jim, and then of course Saul. Not Saul. Yeah, I guess Saul runs after him and like locks the thing. You better run. Anyway, Laurie's death. Who is dying during a medical complication? Well, that's not happening. It cannot be Saul Goodman. Well, I did plan for this. This whole time, of course, Kim has been pregnant. And Kim Wexler, unfortunately, giving birth, dies in childbirth, giving birth to Kim Jr. There she is. So we had Kim Jr., aka Judith. Judith. And yeah, she dies in childbirth. Very sad. And then who's also going to be getting the T-Dog death? Ooh, Carol. Okay. We're talking about this recently. So I guess Carol probably self-sacrifices herself for her daughter. I'm going to say, yeah. There's too many walkers, and he's like, Sophia, we can get through there. He's like, Carol's like, no, not without you. I can't get through without you, Mom. And he's like, no, Sophia, do it. And so Carol sacrifices herself as any mother would for her own daughter. And of course, she gets out. And then they discover that Oscar was the one who did it, and who then puts an end to Oscar in the end. Ooh, Randall. I kind of like that. Randall being the one to do it. That means they truly... Maybe there's been like a whole plot thread where they still don't trust Randall even after all these months. They're still a bit wary of him. Like, they have Merle keeping him on a leash or something. And so, in the end, Randall proves himself. Maybe he seemed to be like pretty cool with the prisoners at first. So, yeah. Do kind of like that. No, I never added another character, did I? So I think this is where... I don't know, actually. Should we? Could do. We could have another character. We could say that this whole time, although Michonne keeled over and died, could there be someone else that Axel was chilling with? In the Woodbury, possibly. That's what we'll say. Give me a random page. Are we just gonna have fucking Road to Survival characters? Gator. What a name. Gator. So Gator is gonna be joining our group as well. But he's in Woodbury. So this guy, I guess, becomes like good friends with Axel, shows him around, that kind of thing. And eventually when Axel... But he's like, maybe he decides to leave. Yeah, maybe he just replaces the Michonne. We'll say that, yeah. So Gator, yeah, fuck it. Should we make him a main character? No, he doesn't need to be. He could possibly become one. So Gator, yeah, he's the guy who obviously attacks Merle and all that in the woods. And then what I've got here is the Woodbury Reform chart. So if you roll a D4, D6, you might get one of these characters to reform and join the group. So that could be cool. Let's go. D6. Ooh, Gargiulio. So Gargiulio will be joining our group. Have I spelled it right? Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So Gargiulio, we've got a lot of G's here. Gargiulio and Gator. So Gargiulio is going to be reforming. He ends up joining the group. He helps Gator back to the prison because he's like, I think I know where that prison is. And he's like, there you are. That's the prison. And so Gator and Gargiulio show up, obviously, with the news about... Well, not about Axel, but about the people who have been kidnapped. And then who are those people who are kidnapped? Let's decide. Okay, we'll keep it simple. Glenn and Maggie. Same as the show. So, Glenn and Maggie are kidnapped by Ed. Actually, yeah. Sorry, I should have said the whole time. The person that was chasing Gator through the woods was Ed. And what's even beautiful about this is Ed's wife has just died and he doesn't even realise it. Anyway, so they kidnap Glenn and Maggie, ask about Sophia and Carol and how they handcuffed him to the roof. And of course, one-legged Glenn and Maggie reveal, well, maybe not Maggie, but Glenn at least reveals that, actually both of them would reveal it, that Carol, unfortunately, very recently died. And Ed doesn't really care. He's like, I don't give a fuck about that stupid insert misogynistic slur here. I want to know where my stupid insert misogynistic slur daughter is here. Daughter is, please. So he just wants his daughter. He didn't give a fuck about his wife. He has zero care in the world. And so, yeah. They're torturing them to try and find out what the prison is. They think they found it, and of course, then that's when Saul Goodman comes in with his rescue team. And of course, this whole time, Saul has been like in immense pain dealing with the death of Kim. Maybe he's been on the phone. Maybe he's been on the phone to Heisenberg and Jesse Pinkman and all these people from his past life. And of course, he then comes back to it to rescue the people. But this person dies during the mission. Oh no, Thomas. So Thomas, unfortunately, doesn't make it, and he's killed during the mission to save everyone. Very sad. At the handcuffed person. So of course, then there's a fight to the death. I think we'll say. I think it's got to be Ed, because of course Ed said that he killed Gator and Godjulio died, but it turns out Godjulio and Gator were ended up helping to, free the captives. Maybe even Godjulio is the guy who attacks the governor and stabs the governor. And so, of course, Axel is forced to watch Ed and his daughter fight to the death. He's like, you're loyal to, but will you kill your own terrorist daughter? Because I guess Sophia snuck away to also help with this mission, even though she wasn't supposed to. Maybe that's like a little B plot. We see that Sophia's following the group to try and help, and the group don't know that she's there. So then, of course, they have to go back to rescue her, but that means that Ed is also forced to join our group. So Ed's joining along with Milton, but Milton's not actually joining, he's just being added to the wheel. But so yeah, Ed joins, and Milton's been added. So now we're at the prison. Of course, Ed's exiled from the group. Maybe Ed and Sophia end up kind of going, and Sophia begins to realize like what a monster her father really is, and he with all the abuse, whether it be some of the more yikesy type of abuse, if you know what I'm trying to say, with the implications of Ed. Sophia kind of realizes that, and she's like, I'm going back to the prison, because that's my true family. That's where that's where Mom died. That's where Mom wanted me to be. And you never cared about Mom. You never cared about me. You're just a sick fuck dad. And so she leaves, and then of course we have the Axel death. So who is getting axled? Okay. So I guess Milton actually did come to the prison. So I'm going to say, yeah, okay, so during the escape, during the liberation, I'm going to say they took Milton hostage, right? They took Milton hostage whilst they were trying to free Ed and Sophia. And then they ended up leaving with Milton. Ed was like, just bring him with us. And so, yeah, Milton's been hanging out the prison. And I think the governor shoots Milton during this exchange. Obviously, seeing that Milton's now friendly with the prisoners and isn't trying to actively escape, kind of just sees Milton as a traitor. So shoots him in the head to the shock of everyone. That does mean that Axel has like 0 friends in Woodbury, but whatever. And then eventually Axel will, show up to that meeting as well, where they had the little meeting. Do we pick up the hitchhiker? I've kept this one in. This might be one that gets on the chopping block. Tails, no. That's okay. So the hitchhiker just dies how he normally dies. So Saul obviously returns, finds that Morgan is not there, because of course he's gone. Because Morgan is now Negan. As we will get to later on. So they just kind of go back to King County, find a bunch of guns. It's like a little mini adventure for Saul and his best friend Huel. Obviously Huel is like our Daryl, okay? Huel is our... I know I said that Axel. Axel's kind of become the Andrea now. Huel is the Daryl. Anyway, main character death. So who ends up sacrificing themselves to try and take out the governor? Oh! Shit. Okay, so we were talking about like Chuck's arc. This I think probably what happens is he probably at some point does admit to Maggie what actually happened with Herschel, and he's like, I'm no hero, kind of breaks down perhaps, and he is like wallowing, and after Kim dies, he's like, he even like blames Jimmy, he's like, you're a shit leader, etc, etc. And then in the end, Chuck is like, Saul's going to be giving up Gator and Godjulio. He's going to give up Gator and Godjulio, the traitors of Woodbury. Obviously, the governor's like, I have one down, I took one out, took one traitor out, Milton. I've got 2 others to take out. I want them returned to me, as well as Ed. So he's like, I want Ed returned to me. I want I want Ed returned to me. I want Gator returned to me, and I want what's his name? God damn it, Julio returned to me. And if you don't, I'm gonna kill you all, etc. And then Chuck's like, you don't give people up. You don't give innocents up, right? He's like, you wouldn't do this. This is not you. And so to prove a point, Chuck goes to take out the governor, does lasting damage, and then the governor beats up Chuck and then shoots him in the chest. Of course, Saul goes after him, finds his brothers, Walker, emotional death. They kind of finally healed in some way. They kind of came in, came to terms with each other. And then Saul is unfortunately forced to put his brother down. He loses both Kim and his brother in the same season. That's pretty brutal. Anyway, D4 finale death. One has to be a main character. So let's see. 2 characters. So we're going to have 1 Milton death. So who gets the Milton death? Oh no. Merle gets shit on as well, man. So, I would say that Merle actually went with Chuck. I think that was like their plan. Like, Chuck brought Merle with him. So, I think during that exchange, Chuck was killed, Merle was captured. And then, wrong one. And let's decide who is getting... Ignore this. Who is getting... Oh, it's too perfect. So Axel, of course, being Leandria, tried to escape, was too late. He was also captured. It's like, Merle, is that you? You feel me, Merle? You feel me, Merle? And he's like, yeah, I feel you, man, I feel you. And so Merle's stabbed repeatedly in the chest by the governor. And of course, the governor leaves his late lover, his lover, Axel, to be munched upon by Merle. Saul and all that, they reach there and find that Merle's dead and Axel's dead, and then unfortunately that's it. But they bring everyone in. Obviously Shumpert, maybe they can kill Shumpert as well. Who kills Shumpert? As an extra meme, because obviously Shumpert just dies off screen. So Miranda kills Shumpert. There you go. So that's pretty cool. And then who kills Hamburg? Who kills Hamburg? We'll do this as a little meme. Miranda again! Oh my god. So Miranda goes on a killing spree during the defense of the prison, and she ends up taking out 2 of the top guards. So we'll add Tyrese and Sasha. Now, who am I feeling like needs to become a main character now? So at this point, I feel like Randall. Randall kind of, to me, makes sense to become a main character. He's kind of had like a little bit of an arc. As well as Sophia makes a lot of sense. So we're going to go with that. Fuck. Jesus is still in this group as well. I completely forgot about Jesus. He's done nothing. He's just kind of been in the background. He is the T-Dog of our group. He's had a few lines here or there, but mostly people ignore him. And I'm going to keep it that way for a bit. So there you are. That's done. Chaos roll time. Woo. So what time are we on? Oh, we're already an hour in and we're on to season 4. Fuck me. 66. A minor character dies. Okay. Well, we can just add... What we can do is... We'll have a reveal. Maybe we start the season with this character very sick in bed. And we think it's a one-off. Oh, Tyrese, man, he always gets the rough stick. I'm sorry, Tyrese. So Tyrese is sick in bed, and they think it's like the illness is like a one. Maybe they think it's like some sort. Cause like my uncle had this cancer or whatever it may be, and so they think it's like that, and they don't think much of it. But this is actually foreshadowing for something later to come. But it's like he dies, they have a big funeral, and it's kind of like, yeah, there's death, but everything's quite good type of thing, type of vibe that's going on. And then on top of that, you have, of course, have the Zach death. Now, I did remove the Clara thing, by the way, because who cares about Clara, really? Jimmy can find her in the woods still. Oh, no. So we lose Patricia. So Patricia goes on the run. She's like, I want to prove myself. and she gets crushed by the helicopter. Maybe, I don't know who it could be. Maybe Randall is like, reveals it to Maggie. Patricia died, but she's like, I don't cry anymore, Randall. Which is quite funny because Randall and Maggie went to the same school, so they could have like a little bit of a friendship going on. Anyway, Patrick's death. So who is going to be getting sick? Eventually dies. Of course, Tyrese was the first victim of it. No! Gargiulio. So Gargiulio, he's the guy who gets sick. He coughs his guts out, and he eventually dies. Oh, on top of that, I know I should have done it before. Who else joined the prison? Is it Carlisle? Is that how you say it? Carlise? I don't even know. It's Horace, anyway. Horace! We got Horace from... Is that from Saints and Sinners? Yeah, Saints and Sinners. So Horace also joined the group at some point. He just kind of... He's like one of the prison newcomers. Horace. Anyway, Karen's death. So who also is sick, but is killed by this character? Oh, Bob. Saul! Oh! Saul kills Bob Stuckey. Oh, so Bob Stuckey gets ill as well. Saul is the one to put him down. And maybe even Saul is exiled. Maybe they decide to exile Saul instead. Maybe Saul's the one who's kicked out. I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. So he's the guy, like, you know, he's forced to come back when he realizes what's happening at the prison with the governor instead. So that could be how it kind of goes down. Yeah. Okay. So Saul kills Bob Stuckey. And he's like, he's not one of us. He's one of the newbies. And like, what do you mean one of us? Like, we're all one of us, Saul. And even Huel's disgusted by what's happened. So Saul like is exiled by the council, but he will make it back for the final battle. Anyway, let's roll a dice for Martinez. 2 joins the governor. Okay, so Martinez joins Gov. So he just like joins the Gov, pledges his allegiance again to the governor, and yeah, he'll be back. Anyway, who's the governor decapitating? Wouldn't that be funny? But no. Oh no, Glenn. So in the end, the governor beheads Glenn. Maggie is distraught. She's now lost everyone. She lost Patricia at the start, and now she loses Glenn. She's screaming, no! You know, shooting. Saul's firing his little gun. Oh, hang on. Little phone call. How rude. I was interrupted. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, flip a coin to decide if Lily is added. Heads for Lily. Tails. So that's heads. So Lily is added. Tara is not. So that means that Tara... Oh, fuck it. Tara can be killed in the battle. Who kills Tara? Huel kills... Huel bodies... Huel kills Tara. Huel, you happy? Reasonably. What would make you unhappy? This little mofo not doing what she's told. Ah, and we take out Tara just like that. Where are you, Glenn? You've been decapitated. He's hiding from me. We also need to add... Oh, shit. Gargiulio as well. Gargiulio. You died. And Bob Stuckey. We did Bob Stuckey. Patricia? Patricia as well. Right, and Tyrese, of course, yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty peak. So we can add Lily here, and then who kills who kills Martinez? Saul. Okay, so Saul takes out Martinez. Oh no, Sophia. Sophia takes out Martinez during the battle. And then who takes out the Gov himself? Miranda. Ooh. Miranda kills the governor. Okay. So, I kind of like that. I kind of like Miranda doing it. I don't know why. She's just kind of become a bit of a badass, hasn't she? She's taken out Hamburg and Schumper, and now she also took out the governor. So yeah, Saul's being strangled to death by the governor. Miranda comes in and takes him out. Anyway, who gets the Lily death? So who's surrounded by walkers, devoured? Pretty sad. Oh, Zach. Man. So during the fall of the prison, we'll just say that Zach is surrounded and he's taken out by some walkers. Very sad for Zach. Where are you, Zach? Sorry about that. Who's going to be getting kidnapped? Now, this will be a minor character because they get to now be a major character. Sasha. I don't mean to be mean, but who in the group's going to care? Because Tyrese and Bob are dead. But oh well. Sasha is kidnapped. Now, I think I'm also going to now say that Jesus, because he technically has been here since season 1, I think we'll let him be a main character as well. So Jesus and Sasha, well, Sasha's the one who's been kidnapped, but Jesus is there. Maybe it's with Jesus, actually, and Jesus runs after, like, Sasha, no! So maybe that's what it's about. So we'll also add the Cure team. The Cure team. I love how the Chronicler is still here. He's still going, guys. Mika's death. So Hugh is stabbed by Lizzie. This random woman they've come across. So Lizzie stabs Lily to death. And then who is the person who's forced to put down Lily? I kind of like that. Sophia. So, you know, Sophia just wanted a friend. She's like, I've not had a friend since Eliza. And Mika's like, you know it has to be, you know, he says to Mika, your sister's unstable. She killed that lady. And then, you know, Mika's like, but that lady was a part of the attack. It's like, no, she wasn't. And so Sophia's like, you know I have to do it, Mika. And Mika's like, okay, fine. So Sophia puts Lizzie down. Hey, Lily, hey, Lizzie, what's that over there? Is that walker's talking? Can you hear it? He's like, wait, really? Bang! That's how it goes down. And then who kills Joe? So who bites out Joe's throat? This fucking Miranda's going crazy, guys. What the fuck? Miranda is on fire, guys. Miranda is on fire. She's taking out most. This isn't the Saul Goodman rewrite. This is the Miranda Morales rewrite. Jesus Christ, what's going on? She's taking out Joe. That's insane. Damn. Well, it's time for a little chaos roll. 13. What do we got? What do we got? Give me your worst. 1, 3. 1, 3. The character who most recently died. When the show's. Oh, it was Joe. Joe most recently died. Everyone's been kidnapped. Oh yeah, everyone's also at Terminus. Wait, have I got another Joe picture? Let me have a look. Can I get away with that one? And that will do. So yeah, Joe's twin is in the train carts, I guess. Miranda's having flashbacks. She's like, what the fuck's going on? Who the hell is this guy? Miranda's just like confused, dazed. She has no idea what's going on. I just killed that guy. That guy tried to do terrible things to I don't know, fucking me, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, who saves Terminus in the end? Maggie. Okay. So Maggie having a post Glenn. You know, maybe it's actually Maggie and Randall. Maybe there's like a thing after she loses Glenn, like her and Randall, because obviously they went to the same school. You know, they have like similar-ish age, I think. So maybe they kind of begin to bond somewhat. Maybe, you know, obviously Randall was Glenn's best friend. Anyway, who gets the Bob death? Who's kidnapped by the cannibals after being bitten? Oh, no, not Abe. Abraham. Okay, so Abraham never gets to learn the cure was all bullshit. He's bitten on the leg, taken by the cannibals, and then he does their tainted meat, which I think Abraham could do quite well. And then who in the end kills Gareth? Maggie? Again? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Even though she's the one who saved it, she's like, I was the one. Also, didn't Maggie kill... Not Tomas, but the Tomas... Yeah, Maggie killed Jim. Maggie killed Jim. Maggie blew up Terminus, and then Maggie also kills Gareth on top of that. That's pretty insane. The women in this rewrite are... They're pulling most of the stops, is all I'm saying. And now we got Noah. Noah's been added. And we got the Beth death. So who is getting Beth's death? So, of course, the person who was kidnapped was Sasha. So they go to rescue Sasha. Similar thing goes down. And then eventually, you know, Dawn asks for Noah back. I want my ward back. So then who decides to stab... Oh my god. Jesus. Because of course Jesus, I did say that Sasha was kidnapped with Jesus and he was the one who ran after her. So Jesus has been the one who led this mission. Of course, everyone else didn't really care that much about Sasha, I guess, but Jesus did. And so he's the one who's like, no, you're not keeping it. And maybe the rest of the group are like, well, fuck it. Let's just... We don't even know this kid. It's just some fucking random kid that we've just met. Let's know a kid. We don't need to fucking keep him alive. Jesus is like, no. You guys would have left Sasha behind if it wasn't for me, so I won't allow you to leave this kid behind either. So Jesus steps up to kind of do the right thing type of thing, and then he ends up stabbing Dawn, getting shot in the head. Big sad season 1 character taken out like that, kind of crazy. And then who then takes out Dawn? Randall. I kind of like that. So Randall then shoots Dawn in the head, and then almost a shooter happens, but of course they leave the hospital with Jesus in Huel's arms. Maybe Huel comes out carrying Jesus, and I don't know who's gonna care that. Well, everyone's like, oh, Jesus is dead. All right, fair enough. They're not gonna care that much. Yeah. Randall. Wow. Anyway, Tyrese's death. So, who is getting the Tyrese death? Oh, no. I hate it. Randall? Fuck, I really hate that, actually. After he killed Dawn, after he's been there for Maggie. God, Maggie is getting the Sasha treatment then, basically. Yeah, so Randall, even though was there for Maggie, helping him to mourn, he ends up getting bitten, trying to honor, you know, Jesus' wishes to get Noah back to his home, and Sasha's there too. But Randall ends up getting bitten on the arm. It gets chopped off. They try their best to save him, but it's too late, and Randall dies. Guys, I don't like it. Anyway, now let's add these Alexandrians. And we're going to just do the Alexandria... Oh, what the hell, man? Or do the Alexandrian like deaths, the first couple, just as Alexandrian. So like Aiden's death. Oh, but just actually before we do that though, imagine the characters on the road. You've got Saul Goodman, Huel Babino, Miranda Morales, who's crazy, Sophia, who's kind of crazy itself, Maggie, who's pretty distraught, the Chronicler. I still can't get over that. This guy's still alive. How? Obviously, Saul's got little Kim Jr. in his hands. Andrew, forgot about him. Fucking Ed Peltier, who's still alive. I guess him and Sophia have somewhat come to resolution with what's happened, right? Gator. Oh yeah, he was in Woodbury, wasn't he? Horace. He was just one of the prison newcomers. Sasha, Karen, Patrick, Mika, Rosita, Eugene, Joe's identical twin brother. Wait, who I didn't actually add. Shit. Joe. No, he's not called Joe. He's called Joey. Joe. Joey Joe. I forgot to add him. Oh well, whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, so... Oh. Well, that makes things easier. So Aiden is getting his own death. So Aiden just dies how he normally dies. Shoots the grenade and blows himself up. And then, oh, the Noah death. Oh no, that's not Noah death. That's Reg death. Okay, so Reg death then will go to Spencer later on. So both of Deanna and Reg's kids are killed within as soon as Saul and his group show up. But who gets the Noah death? Has to be someone within the group. Oh no, Eugene, poor Eugene, man. So Eugene, obviously during that mission, he gets grabbed through the revolving doors. Who's forced to watch Eugene die? Ed. Oh, so Ed's forced to watch Eugene being eaten alive by walkers. Very sad for poor old Eugene and poor old Ed Peltier. And then after that, of course, Pete comes in. He kills Spencer, and then who is given the order by Diana to kill Pete? Ed. Okay. So then Ed takes out Pete. One abusive husband taking out another. That is cinema right there, guys. Anyway, yeah, maybe Ed's like, I know all the signs because I used to do it. I used to beat my wife. Maybe that's how kind of it was his like shtick. That's what he was bothered about. Maybe kind of Ed kind of takes a Carol, almost like a Carol role in this respect. Like he's the guy who kind of tells Saul. Maybe Saul is interested in Jesse, because why not? Yeah, we'll say that Saul and Jesse are a thing, or are going to be a thing. Anyway, let's do a chaos roll for this season. 65 Zoo Lane. So along the corridor, down the stairs. We've actually done this one. All villain this season will be reformed. Because we've done it before, that would be kind of cool this season, but again, we've done it before. 33. So along the corridor and down the stairs. A villain from the past who was thought to be dead is actually still alive and is with the current bad guys. Depending on what season it is, roll for which villain is still alive. Then roll for a d4 at the season finale. I think they die to a main character. They kill a main character before dying. They reform and join the group, or they vanish. Okay, so first let's determine which character that will be from the previous season. Well, now we're into season 6, so it could be Gareth. A villain from the past who was thought to be dead. But we hacked Gareth away with his chetty. It could be Pete. It could be Dawn. It could be Pete. Or it could be Gareth. Or I could add I could add Martin, perhaps. Because I kind of like that. Maybe. We'll just say that... Yeah, we'll go with Gareth. Fuck it. We'll say that Gareth didn't actually die. He's actually alive. Turns out he survived that machete to the you know, he was, or maybe he also had an identical twin. He sent in his twin to get mutilated. Yeah, so we'll say that. Or maybe he wasn't hacked to death. Maybe he was like shot and they thought he was dead, but he wasn't, and he like played dead. It's like buried him. Or like, you know, they gave him like a shower. Maybe they just dumped their bodies. He dumped the bodies at the back of the church, and Gareth quickly grabbed a walker, put it in its place, so it looked like the pile of bodies was unchanged, kind of thing, and he kind of got away, and we see that. So now let's roll to see this. 2. So they kill a character before dying. Okay, so that will be a main character, I guess. So that means that Gareth is joining the wolves, I'm gonna say. Yeah. So Gareth joins the wolves, and instead of the whole Aaron situation that happened, I'm gonna say instead it's Gareth who's like, he like meets the wolves and he's like, I can join, you know. He's like, let me join you guys, kind of thing. I've got a perfect place that you'll want to attack and kill. So random page now plays RZA. That'll do. RZA from Dead City, everyone. Awesome. RZA joins. So RZA, she's just going to be a character in Alexandria. Just another Alexandrian, really. Who's now going to join the group. Cool. Right, so yeah. So that's RZA joins. So Morgan and Eastman. And maybe even Dwayne. So let's roll. Little dice. So, oh wait, he is. What? We've already got Morgan. I added this in as a meme, and I already said that Morgan is Negan, and now Eastman is Negan. Eastman is Negan. Okay, so forget what I said before. What's actually happening now is. Guys, Eastman is Negan. Wait, what the fuck is he? Eastman is Negan. I was gonna say we don't need to do the Eastman role because he's not there, but do you know what? This is funny as fuck. Eastman is Negan. And on top of that, his lieutenant is Morgan. And then on top of that, Negan is a prisoner who's gonna end up joining the group. So Negan joins the group and he's like, "Hey guys, please, I'm just a Gears of War gamer. Like, please help me. I was locked up with these crazy savior guys. Please help me out, guys." So yeah, Negan joins the group. They save Negan. Maybe actually the whole like Daryl situation. We'll say, oh fuck it. We'll say Huel. Huel saves Negan in the woods from, you know, those G-Dam saviors earlier on in the season. Instead of Dwight and Sherry, it's those two. Yeah, saves them. Instead of Dwight and Sherry, it's Negan. Saves Negan, brings him back to Alexandria. That's the deal. There we are. Anyway. Wow. Nicholas's death. So who panics? Hang on. Let's add these guys. Who panics and ends up shooting themselves? Ah, Andrew. Okay, listen. Andrew's the main character now. I don't know if you know. That's all the wheel was deciding there. Yeah, we do need to actually decide new characters. I don't want to kill Andrew off that way. I feel like the I kind of hate it, but I feel like Cronny Boy probably should join the main cast at this point. And I mean Rosita as well, because she's like the only person. Where's Rosita? And then we need one Alexandrian. We'll just go with Aaron because it's safe. Aaron. As well, yeah. So Aaron. Aaron. So, yeah. Who gets the Nicholas death? Olivia. So she volunteered to go on the mission. She panics. She shoots herself. Who gets the fake out dumpster death as well? And then also who gets the Deanna death? Oh, we all think that Huel dies in that moment, but it turns out he crawled up. No offense to Huel, but how's he crawling under the dumpster? But okay. And Tobin gets the Deanna death. So Tobin is bitten. The well shit moment. And then he slowly dies. Goes out like a hero, firing at the walkers. And then who gets the Sam death? So who panics? Barbara? Oh no. Barbara? Okay. And we're going to try and make this work. Patrick? Okay. Damn. Losing Patrick. And Mika. Oh no. Kind of hate that. So obviously Mika and Patrick, I don't know, they're kind of like, I feel like Patrick was like kind of into, I don't know if he was into Mika. I think they were significant. I feel like Patrick was like 13 and she's like 8, so maybe not. But you know where he's like, you coming to story time today or whatever, or like, I don't know. So maybe like, anyway, they're friends anyway at least, and Barbara's like protecting them. And then of course, yeah, we'll say it goes in this order. So Barbara panics. Patrick's like, maybe it's more the fact that like Barbara's like on Patrick's hand, like holding his hand, and of course like it kind of grips her like when she's getting eaten. It sort of death grips her hand, and Patrick's like, "Ah, my fucking hand, my hand!" And then he gets swarmed by walkers as well. And then Mika blames Saul Goodman. She's like, "It's all your fault, my sister, everything, you know, kind of thing." Like, with what happened to her sister. And so she goes to shoot. Oh no, that's too good. That's too fucking perfect. She goes to shoot. I think she just no, forget Saul Goodman. I think she goes to shoot Sophia out of like pure revenge, and like actually does hit her in the head, but obviously shoots her in the eye. Oh, it's too perfect. That is too fucking perfect. And then so Mika's killed. Who kills Mika? I don't know. We'll say Ed. Yeah, Ed takes out her. Oh, that's too oh, guys, I'm sorry. It's too good. Anyway. Okay, so Owen is not reforming. No Owen. No reform. No reform for Owen. And on top of that, who's taking out Owen? And then I also need to sort this out. So Barbara died, of course. Olivia's died as well recently. Where are you, Olivia? You cannot escape death. So Olivia's died. Barbara died. Oh, Tobin died as well. Tobin died. And then, of course, Patrick died. It was obviously, like, Mika's best friend. Like, Mika and Sophia have not been on good terms ever since Sophia killed her sister. And then who ended up killing Owen? The Chronicler, everyone! Wow. Thank you, the Chronicler. Oh, well, on top of that, we'll say as well, because of course, the Chaos Roll, who does Gareth kill? And we'll say it'll be a main character. Oh, no. What the fuck? Guys. Gareth kills Maggie. So Gareth kills Maggie during the No Way Out arc as like revenge. And that's fucking perfect because Maggie was the one who killed him. What? Yeah, Maggie. So Gareth just gets his revenge on Maggie. And then who then puts an end to Gareth? That has got to be like an achievement in a rewrite. A character, someone gets revived, and then kills the person who killed them. Miranda then kills, then puts Gareth down for good. So there we are. Gareth is finally dealt with. No more Gareth now. Oh, that is kind of fucking wild. Wow, that is it for the Greens. They're all the Green family, all the Green farm people are gone. Now we don't add Jesus and we're actually going to be meeting Andrea and Amy. Now, I'm actually going to give Andrea at least main character syndrome, main character status. Everyone else doesn't get it. But yeah, we meet Amy and Andrea instead. Now, who's going to get the Genie Staff? Oh, Horace! No! So Horace is telling Huel and Rosita, "You're really good people, and if you just don't wait, and face your..." And then he gets shot in the eye. Maybe gets shot in the eye by... Yeah, maybe Dwight was the one running after Negan, so Dwight was trying to get Negan back. So maybe it's still Dwight. And they took his crossbow. Which two characters go to the kingdom? Aaron and... I guess it could be Eric, really. Yeah, why not? We'll say Aaron and Eric. I like that. Those two go off. Gives Eric more to do, a bit more story. Because Eric was like a nothing burger character. And then finally we get to the finale. Who's getting the Abraham death? Obviously they're rushing to get Jesse, actually, probably. So I probably should make a main character next season. Oh. So Eastman comes out with his baseball bat. With his with Tabitha, the baseball bat. Eastman comes out with Tabitha, the baseball bat, okay? Named after his favourite goat. And he does the eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And he, because he's not Negan, he's Eastman, right? So all the saviors are saying, "We're Eastman." And Eastman picks, of course, Sophia. And he bashes in Sophia's head. In front of Ed as well. So Sophia's head is bashed in by Eastman, with his Lieutenant Morgan by his side, and maybe even the traitorous Negan is. Maybe he's just carrying Alexandria actually. Yeah. So, yikes. These guys are added. So Eastman kills poor old Sophia. Head bashed in. Wow. So that's a pretty big one. Oh, wait, I messed up here. How have I done this? Silly me. These are all season 6. Yeah. Yeah, so Sophia, head bashed in. And then finally, who is... Or say finally. But next up... Who is getting the Glenn death? Now, obviously, it can't be Aaron. Oh, Sasha. Well, I feel like the Sophia one hits harder, but whatever. Sasha is also killed too. Her head beaten in as well. Yeah, that probably will hit Noah pretty hard because, of course, Sasha risked everything to save him. So, yeah, that's pretty sad. The group is pretty distraught after that situation, and then they return home. But then who gets the Chaos Roll? I mean, what is the Chaos Roll? What is the Chaos Roll? 65. 65. Well, we've had this 3 times now. That's crazy. 31. Oh, there's a hurricane. So... yeah, I guess like the saviors come in and help at the end, but there's a big hurricane that affects Alexandria. We'll go with a minor character death. So a minor character dies during this hurricane, and then the saviors kind of come in to be like, "Yo, look, we saved you guys." Eric. Oh, after we had like all that stuff with him. Well, maybe actually the hurricane could be then at the kingdom instead. Yeah. Yeah, we'll say that. So that way it's actually unrelated to the other characters. So there's like a little hurricane at the kingdom and Eric ends up dying. And he's pretty distraught about that. And that's why he stays at the kingdom for so long. Because he's just broken after Eric dies, unfortunately. Anyway, who gets kidnapped and tortured as well? So who gets taken by Eastman? Not Negan, Eastman. It can't be Andrea, because of course she's our Jesus, so it'll have to be someone else. It could be Andrew, yeah. So Andrew is taken, tortured, kidnapped. He feels responsible for getting Sasha killed, perhaps. Yeah, maybe Andrew and Sasha were like starting to be a thing. I don't know. Who then heads to the hilltop? Now, it's close enough to Ed. I'm going to say Ed. I feel like Ed has to be the one to go to the hilltop. Ed. And who could be as like emotional support for Ed? Maybe Gator? Yeah, why not? We'll say Gator. We'll give Gator a main character status, I guess. So Ed and Gator, they head off to go to the hilltop for a bit. And then who goes to the ocean side? So we do a main character role for who goes to the ocean side. I mean, he's getting kidnapped and tortured, so he can't be going to the ocean side. I'm sorry. Oh, for Christ's sake. No. Give me someone new. Miranda. Okay. I feel like Miranda would deserve her own episode at this point. Jesus. So Miranda heads to the ocean side. She meets all the single ladies there. She talks about her dead kids as well. They bond on that. And then who then also heads with Miranda. And this person, unfortunately, doesn't... It's Reg. Wow. So then Reg, I'm just going to say dies. It's for the Heath exit, but I'm just going to make it death. Heath... Not Red, Heath. Reg, sorry. Reg dies. Not off screen. Maybe she dies at the start. So Reg dies. And Miranda heads to Oceanside. OS. Right. So Deanna's probably pretty like distraught after finding out that news. She's literally lost everyone. Who's going to be getting the Spencer death? So who is betraying Saul Goodman and his wonderful leadership and trying to convince... Oh, it's Heath. Ugh, the dirty traitor. So Heath is trying to convince... Which actually I think could work with Heath's character because of course he does start to doubt Rick and his people and think that they're a force for bad for a bit. So yeah, Heath... obviously tries to convince, not Negan, sorry, Eastman, that the Alexandrians are not good people. And then Heath is stabbed and killed because he's a big snake. And then, of course, Negan's like, there your guts are. And then Negan tells a rat to kill somebody. And who does a rat shoot and kill? Oh, I don't know. Now, I did say that her and Saul are together. So I'm actually going to veto that, unfortunately, because Jesse probably should be here. So who instead does a rat kill somebody? Who does a rat actually kill? Oh, damn. Denise, they kill the doctor? I love how I completely spelled Gabriel's name wrong. Gabrielle. Wow. So Denise is shot in the face instead. So they kill Denise. That's crazy. So of course, who was kidnapped again? Andrew. So does Andrew kill Fat Joey? Heads? He does. Ah, okay. So Andrew kills Fat Joseph. So Fat Joseph is killed by Andrew. Where are you, Joey? You cannot escape this. Oh, also, at the lineup, Morgan would have met... Morgan and Saul would have reunited. Morgan? Yeah, it would have been a shock to his system. Slight big plot reveal there. That Morgan is a lieutenant of Eastman, the new Negan figure. So, Fat Joey's killed by Andrew. Andrew escapes. And then this is who was basically who decided to create the bullets. And, yeah, who was creating the bullets and all that, and then gets kidnapped. Oh, okay, Rosita. I could see it. You know, she's quite, savvy when it comes to things like that. So Rosita was kidnapped by Negan after the bullet obviously misfell. And I guess Rosita could have been the one who fired the bullet as well. Anyway, we'll add all the kingdom peeps now. Just going to directly add them to the wheel. We're not doing any kingdom rolls. Benjamin, that whole situation goes down. So Aaron, of course, bonds with Benjamin. And then Benjamin dies, feels pretty sorry. Then I'm going to say that Aaron kills Richard. Yeah, and then we'll also add all these Oceanside gals to the wheel. Then we have the Sasha death. So this is main character death. This character goes in to basically take out Negan. They fail, but then they're in the coffin and they decide to take the... Oh, damn! Oh, I hate it, but fair enough. We'll go with it. So Jesse, after being with Saul for a while, and after everything that's happened, after Negan killed Sophia, that really got to Saul, because obviously Sophia was almost like a kind of like surrogate daughter to Saul, even though Ed was still alive, but Saul felt really cared for Sophia as well. Jesse sees how she's hurting, and she's like, that could happen to my kids as well. So Jesse, wanting to preemptively stop that, goes in, but Eastman's like gives her the psych check, and maybe even Eastman convinces her to do it. That hypnotizes her or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Like, forces her to end things in front of her own children. Just traumatize them. Like, Eastman's like a special type of sadistic fuck, because he's obviously knows all the tactics to read people. 50. 6. Oh my god. No. This is insane. The bad guys of this season are actually the good guys. The good guys of this season are the bad guys of this season. Oh no. So, now how I'm going to take this is not necessarily good and bad. I'm going to say, for some reason, the showrunners decide in season 8 that they're switching things up. And now... So what we're going to do... This is kind of crazy. They're bad. They're bad guys. Okay, so what we'll do... We'll have Eastman, Morgan, Dwayne... fuck it, we'll throw Gregory in there. Gregory, Simon... Dwight, I guess technically. Sherry, technically. Arat, DJ, Frankie, not really, but technically. Laura, and then we'll throw in Gavin, Jared, and then we'll do these guys in here. Just put them out of the way. Oh fuck it, well why not? We'll have Jadis as well for the shits and gigs. Alden, not really. Not really Alden. Yeah, okay. So that's how it be. So, make new roll, and we'll just put all the bad guys here in one thing. So, of course, we have Eastman, who is our Negan stand-in. We have Morgan, who's the top lieutenant. Dwayne, who I guess is kind of a lieutenant as well. Gregory. Should we say that Dwight is betraying the group at this point? Maybe. Maybe we'll say that he is actually betraying the group at this point. So maybe he isn't. He's one of them. He's one of them! So we'll put him on this one. But guess who is technically one of us? Rosita, because of course Eugene was Rosita. Eugene did betray. He was a full-on savior for a bit. So fuck it, we'll put Rosita in there as well. Why not? Where are you, Rosita? I'm still doing it. So we've got Rosita, Gregory, Simon, Sherry. A rat. Oh, it feels weird having Sherry here, but whatever. DJ, Frankie. Who else have we got? Gavin, Jared. Jadis, why not? We threw in Jadis. Alright. So. How is this going to work? Oh shit! And on top of that, actually, wait, we have Rick and Carl. Oh, oh no! I've actually, I love this already. Rick and Carl, and then just for the memes, we'll also add another character. Did I do it last season? Who cares if I didn't? I probably didn't. Plays Irene. Irene from the Telltale games. Look at that. So, on top of that, we have this lady who, I guess, she can be a lieutenant. Lieutenant Irene. Lieutenant Irene, join the Saviors. Okay, so we got Irene as well. Oh no, wrong one. So these are our Saviors. So, this one's technically been done. Now, so for this, what would normally happen is Rick and Carl would obviously confront Saul, and Saul would kill. So what I'll do is I'll flip the thing to decide how many of them will die. 3. That means all. So that means both Rick and Carl are going to be killed by Saul Goodman. But could I then flip that and say that 3 people of their group are going to be killed by Rick and Carl? Maybe that's how I should do it. Yeah, why not actually? So Rick and Carl kill 3 members of Saul's group. This is probably the perfect season for this Chaos Roll option. I actually have a great idea here. Oh, this is going to like transform things. So, we're going to go with 1 major character, 2 minor characters. Oh, not this one. And it can't be Saul. I will say that Saul still gets his immunity. Okay, so Carl kills Sam. Oh no, Rick strangles Andrea. That's what we're gonna say. So Rick ends up killing. So they obviously ambush Rick and Carl. Saul's like shocked. He does get a glimpse at them. He's like, Rick, Carl, like you guys, did you find your family? And that's where Rick does the reveal. I killed Shane and Laurie. And then Carl ends up shooting little Sam at the start of the season. And on top of that, because of course at this point we're now at the villain's perspective. For this season, Saul is not the protagonist. I do apologise, but he's still in it. Carl kills Sam, and Rick strangles Andrea, who's obviously like this universe's Jesus. Ends up killing her, and then on top of that, Rick also kills Noah. And Noah. Oh my god, this is insane. So 3 of those characters are killed off already. So the Saviors appear to be winning the war, it would seem. Where's Noah? I can't even find Noah. Where the hell is Noah? I know where he is. There he is. Wow. Okay, now we have Eric's death. So this time... Oh, that works. So Sherry is going to be getting Eric's death. So that basically means during the battle, Sherry is shot. And I suppose Dwight could be there still. Dwight obviously is forced to like carry her away. And I suppose at this point, Dwight might just rejoin the Savior side because he has no other option. Because Sherry's dead. Yeah, fuck it, why not? So Sherry dies, she's shot. Dwight I'm removing from this list. I think I did put him here. Did I? No. I put him in this one. So Dwight is now on this list. Yes, Sherry's shot and killed. Dwight carries away, but then eventually she joins the herd. And so, yeah, basically the main group, Saul and his people, betrayed Dwight in a way. Now the Shiva death will also go to one of these guys. So one of the saviors sacrifices themselves to save Eastman, to keep Eastman safe. Simon. Oh, I kind of like that. So Simon, like, you know, starts ragging on the walkers, smacking them and stuff to keep Eastman alive, and Simon's surrounded and devoured. Now, who shoots Grandma? So I guess the saviors find out where the Oceanside is, and they end up shooting Grandma. Again, this season takes a weird turn. Critics would be like, why did they do that? Morgan. So Morgan tracks down the ocean side and he shoots Netanya. And yeah, maybe they just imprison the ocean side then? I'm not even sure. Yeah. Now we had Sadiq, but I guess that means that Sadiq joins the Saviors? Yeah, Sadiq joins the Saviors. That's what we're going to say. Good old Sadiq. Where are you, Sadiq? Join our crew. And now we have Carl's death, which I guess has to go to a Saviour. And again, we're not doing main character, minor character for this. Jared. So Jared dies. Jared's like, Eastman, maybe we shouldn't kill all these guys. This is actually, I'm just going to say this is irrelevant, because instead what we're going to do is Gavin is going to kill somebody. Who's Gavin killing? Yeah. Amy! Oh no! So we'll say Gavin kills Amy in response for Gavin's death. And then I guess we'll have Alden. I guess we liberate Alden from his captivity at the hilltop and he rejoins and he's now as loyal as ever. And then who gets the Dr. Harlan Carson death? So this has to go to one of our main characters, of course. So who gets Carson's death? We'll say so this person's... Oh! So Dwayne is shot and killed during like a liberation mission. So maybe they try to save Rosita, or maybe they save like... Maybe it just is Gabriel. Maybe we kidnap Gabriel, Eastman kidnaps Gabriel, like Negan does in the main show. They come to rescue him, and in the process, they kill Dwayne. So Dwayne is shot and killed. So Morgan is now pissed, really pissed. And Amy was killed as well, which is kind of crazy. Okay. So Tobin's death. This has to go to the Savior. So during the Battle of the Hilltop, one of these Saviors is killed in the battle. It can't be Eastman. We'll go with DJ. So DJ is killed during the battle. And then who kills Jared? This will mean that... I'm kind of confused myself here. How did I start it? Yeah, so Sherry got the Eric death, right? So I guess in this case it would be... Because I did kill Gavin, right? So this will be, yeah. So this will be another character on the other side. So who does... Jared kill, I guess. Yeah. Who does Jared kill? But Jared's dead, isn't he? He is dead. So we'll say someone else kills this person. Irene kills Karen. Okay. Irene kills Karen. Now, I don't know if I can really do this one, so I might just say NA for this one, and instead we'll just add in an extra death. We'll have a main character that our saviors kill. So let's have a main character from the main group that our characters kill. It can't be Saul Goodman. And we'll throw in a minor character as well. Okay, so we'll say Laura kills Jerry. This is what we're going to do instead, yeah. Laura kills Jerry. Oh! Okay, so Eastman kills Ed. In the end, Eastman takes out Ed. Obviously, Ed's looking for revenge for Sophia. But Eastman, in the end, actually takes out Ed at the finale. Like, it's a big... This is like the, you know, Act 2 low point of the story, where Eastman kills Ed Peltier. The audience thinking that he would get his revenge. Laura takes out Jerry as well, the lovable Jerry. That's Totally awful. And DJ kills Negan. Oh my god. DJ kills traitorous, treasonous, traitor Negan. Okay? Traitor. I can't spell. Traitor Negan. So Negan taken out by Eastman. Wow. And then on top of that, we of course have the Sherry, but Sherry's already died, so we won't do that. But I guess in the end, our characters win. We can get rid of Jadis now. Jadis just leaves. So I guess our characters win in the end. The bad guys win. Because the good guys win in the end of this one. So I suppose that's what's going to happen. And this one, we'll just say N is not applicable. Who then kills Simon? So killing Simon, like we did with Jared. So Jared would be... so it would be like Kukaso. So one of these characters is going to kill. Simon can't kill. So it's going to be one of these characters is going to kill one of these characters, maybe? Or actually, maybe one of these characters is going to be... Well, actually, we'll say this. Yeah, Dwight's a traitor. So we'll say Eastman kills Dwight. That's what we'll say. Eastman kills Dwight. So Eastman learns that Dwight is a traitor or betrayed him early on, even though Dwight is loyal. But Eastman's like so obsessed with loyalty, he kills Dwight anyway to prove a point, and that starts to collapse the Saviors a little bit, which obviously causes their downfall. But there will be 2 minor character deaths to account for. Actually, well, not the Jadis one. We don't need to do. So we just need one minor death, 1 major death to account for the Dwight exit and the Morgan exit. Ignore this. So Gregory's killed. So Gregory is killed. Oh, and Eastman. We'll do that. Eastman is killed too. So Eastman and Gregory are both killed during the final battle. And then who defeated Eastman? Which character was it? We can go back to our main characters now. Which character killed Eastman in the end? Andrew? Revenge for his torture, perhaps? He was the one who put it down. And then Saul, of course, gives his speech. Well, I guess he doesn't give his speech. Because Eastman's killed, but I guess the Saviors still win. But maybe Saul just like... So Saul's imprisoned as like the rest of his people are about to be executed. And like he kind of gives a speech. He's like, guys, listen. We can all live together, etc., etc. Peace and love. Love you all, guys. I'll forgive you. Don't worry. We can do it. Eastman's gone now. Come on, Morgan, please. But maybe Morgan says no. Maybe this is the... Maybe everyone else is allowed to live, but instead Saul Goodman is put in jail. Maybe that's what happens. This is a crazy rewrite, guys. What's going on? But they, of course, people want to free Saul Goodman from jail. Because the bad guys won, and Morgan is now in charge. Crazy fucking Savior Morgan is in charge. 42. Roll D4, and that many characters from the Telltale games. We can do it. 2, fine. We're not adding any more characters this season, though. Who can we do? We could do... No, I won't do that. I had a dreadful idea. Yeah, could do. Yeah, why not? We'll have Vince. What was the number again? Tavia? Yeah, why not? What was the number again? 2. Was it 2? Was it 3? I don't even remember. Was it 3? Oh fuck it, we'll add a third, why not? Sam the dog. So we got Vince, Tavia, Sam the dog. And now I guess we can just combine all these people. So of course we have Morgan, Rosita. I think I already added Rosita. Yeah. So Morgan can be added on here. And then these guys can just be all... I feel like Rick should also be. So Rick can also be a main character. And then the rest of them can be added onto this list here. So they decide to spare Saul Goodman, of course, but Saul is in prison. Huel is not. Everyone else kind of agreed to, like, you know, play by the Morgan rules, so to speak. And so everyone else is. What, did Simon die? I think Simon died. Did he die? Oh yeah, Simon. Yeah, he took the Shiva death. So Simon, you are dead. Soz. Yeah. So that's what's happening. Kind of a crazy outcome. And we had the Chaos Roll. We've added some Telltale characters. Oops. So who hangs Gregory? But first we need to discover who is our Gregory. So I guess we'll decide who is our Gregory in this universe. Because of course Gregory was killed. We're hanging the tiger. So Shiva, as a symbol, right? You know, so Ezekiel obviously is trying to cause like some sort of rebellion because, of course, his side lost as well as Alexandria in the hilltop, and they were subjugated by Morgan, even though Eastman was taken down. Morgan subjugated them nonetheless, and I think what happens is they hang Shiva. As Shiva is obviously like a treasonous symbol, and they're building their bridge and all that as well. And this is where we do go back into the Saul perspective, and Saul is the main character. He's just trying to get out of jail. So who loses an arm? So this will have to be a main character. Oh, Morgan. Ooh, I like that. So Morgan loses his arm. You know, leading the rebuilding of the bridge. Because obviously you got to think in Morgan's eyes, what he's doing is good and what Saul was doing was bad. So he's just trying his best to, you know, build the world to what it was. And then who kills a rat? But will it be a rat that gets killed? I guess it could still be a rat. Because we've technically stopped that whole thing. Because a rat's still alive, right? I put her in here. Yeah, so we can get rid of a rat. And then what we'll do is we'll say who killed a rat. So Shiva's hung as a symbol to like stop any kingdom rebellions. That's basically what I was trying to say. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. And although Andrew did defeat Eastman, I think he's kind of like spared. He's kind of like seen as like, well, you know, it was the resisting fighting. Wait a minute. Wait. Where the hell is Andrew? Oh, he's here. He didn't join the bad guys, did he? Anyway, what was I deciding? Oh, Deanna. Okay, so Deanna killed a rat. Oh, wait. Did I just remove Deanna? I did. Oopsie. So Deanna killed a rat, but obviously Morgan wants to, like, you know, he's like, war's over. Stop trying to do these terrible things. But Deanna, of course, did it because she's just mad, I guess. She's trying to start her own little rebellion in Alexandria to try and free Saul Goodman. And then who dies on the bridge in the end? Can't be Saul. Aaron. Okay. I brought you into this, you know, I brought you to Alexandria, Saul. Aaron Aaron blows up the bridge as obviously they're trying to free Saul. And I'm going to say after this, Saul is freed from jail and Morgan allows him to kind of like commute Saul's sentence, so to speak. And he's like, yes, this is a new beginning now. We go forward after the death of Aaron. Because maybe Aaron's like, does a bit of a speech and he's like, guys, come on. Anyway, which character's going to exit and go on an adventure for a little bit? I guess Huel probably would have helped to break him out of prison as well. Because let's be honest, Huel would do that. Oh, Rosita. Well, considering she played both sides for a little bit, she did ultimately betray her group. I could believe that. So Rosita goes off on a little mission for a bit. She'll come back with no friends, don't worry. She's just going to come back with Elijah. We'll add Elijah, but the rest of her friends are not coming. But where are you, Rosita Spinoza? There we are. You head off. Which main character... Oh, we did that. That's Rosita. So then, of course, we have a big time jump. And in that time jump, who killed Jocelyn? Because they probably took little Kim Jr. Oh, it was actually Andrew. Saul's not really getting his hands very dirty, is he? But maybe Andrew... Maybe Andrew was doing it on Saul's command. Yeah, so Andrew takes out Jocelyn and obviously saves the kids. And we get to add all my favourite characters to the list. Boom. Wow. So who kills Jed? Come on, Saul, get your hands dirty for once. No, it's Huel. So Huel takes out Jed. Jed probably robbing people. Maybe stole Huel's wedding ring. Because didn't you know that Huel is actually with... Wait, Karen's dead, didn't she? Wait, Karen died, right? Karen died. And Ed died. Did I ever remove Ed? I need to remember to fucking update these lists. I did remove Ed. I think, yeah. Karen died as well at some point. Yeah. Irene killed Karen. And Gavin killed Amy. Yeah, I've to do that. Okay, we're okay, I think. So, yeah. Huel kills Jed. Yeah, who's Huel's married to? Huel is married to... Jadis is gone. We'll just say that she's dead. Who cares? We'll say that she died. No one cares about Jadis. Huel is married to... Huel and Miranda? I don't know, guys. I could see it. Maybe. Well, maybe Huel goes for... Oh, so Jared's dead as well, isn't he? Jared got the call there for, didn't he? Oh. Silly me. We still got the Joe twin. Who could Huel be with? Listen, I want a woman for Huel, okay? Huel needs a woman. Huel left that gay life behind. Right, yeah. Huel and Miranda, fuck it. Yeah, Huel and Miranda, they're a thing. Who cares? And he obviously defended Miranda after they stole her wedding ring. So Jesus' death. Who gets the Jesus death? So who is stabbed? Now, I do need to update this a little bit. So Zeke is a main character. As well as a few others. Gabriel would probably be, by this point, a main character. Who else have we got? I feel like Joey Joe. Let's be honest, he's been there for a while, ever since the train cart. And Cronny Boy can be there, and Gator can be there. He can be there. Don't think Kim Jr. would quite be a main character yet, but on the verge of. Sam the dog, should probably put. Yeah, I think we'll keep that. We could make Enid a main character. Carl. There's Carl. Yeah, we'll make Carl a main character as well. Carl. Enid. Why not? So we got some kids there as well. There's also Ron. He's still alive. Forgot about him. Okay. So, and also Henry. Wow, there's a lot of kids alive. This makes a change. Who gets the Jesus death then? So who's stabbed, killed by a whisperer? You are where you do not belong. Oh shit! Taking out the next in line of the saviors. I kind of like that. This kind of like allows Saul to like step back up. So Morgan is killed, shanked, and killed, and this is like Saul's like, my time to shine. I can worm my way back to leadership, from imprisonment to leadership. So Morgan is taken out. Lydia joins the group as well. We kidnap Lydia. We take her. And we also had Ozzy and Alec as well. The Highwaymen join. Ozzy, Alec. Okay, so now we do the pike deaths. Oh, my favourite point. This is my favourite. This is where I think these videos peak. So let's go. 19. We have 19 pike deaths. Do 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 do. Okay, are you ready? Listen to that Ben McCreary music. Will this combine the Eastman Saviors? Let's see who's dying. Now we're gonna go for, I think, 3 main characters. So Frankie's first up. Negan's wife. That works. Morgan, of course, got the Jesus death, so he needs to go up here. And then the rat died as well. And then we have Frankie, who's now died too. Gavin, oh, fuck, he's taking out the saviors. Gavin is also taken out. This is actually like paving the way for Saul Goodman to worm his way. Like another lieutenant taken out. Oh, I kind of like it actually. This like works out for like how he regains power. Like all the savior lieutenants are just taken out one by one. And obviously Morgan was killed by the Whisperer. The Whisperers are like his best friend at the moment. Oh, Ron. Oh, poor Ron. Ron's also taken out. I guess Ron might be like the only person visiting Saul, so maybe it stings a little bit. Because obviously, Vince, no. Lose Vince as well, guys. From 400 days. So I need to update that. So Ron is gone. That's not Ron. Ron is gone. As is Vince. He just kind of showed up just to die. He showed up as cannon fodder. He's no better than the Highwaymen. Next one. Henry, damn. Taking out all the kids. Henry is gone as well. And we lose Yumiko. Do 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 do. Where's Yumiko? Gone. Rodney. I'll say a standard one. Rodney's gone too. Alpha's going crazy. This guy's crazy with this one. Cindy. Oh, taking out Cindy as well. Who, honest, let's be honest, Cindy probably should have been a pike death. That would have been fine. Cindy. Oh, and Rachel. Jeez. 2 for 2. Took them both out. Wow, okay. Really, Alpha's targeting the kids again. She did this last time. Irene, no! Another savior taken out. Irene the savior. Well, yeah, taken out. Taken out Irene. Damn. And Diane. some kingdom people are not exempt from this brutality. Diane taken out as well. So 19, 18, ooh, and 17. These will be main characters, obviously. Earl Sutton taken out as well. Damn. These pike deaths were... These are brutal. Sadiq is also taken out. Holy smokes. Jared died for nothing. He got bitten saving that doctor. It was all for nothing. Oh. See, I give him immunity for the Judah stand-in. Or the Carl stand-in. If it's appropriate. I don't like it. I don't like it personally. Connie is also gone. We're not done yet. Jesus Christ, we are not done at all. Connie, let's just add these guys to the list as well. Oh, we need to discover who's RJ's. Oh, I guess RJ is Huel and... Who did I say Huel was with? Who's Huel with again? Oh, yeah, Miranda. RJ is Huel and Miranda. Oh, not Ozzy. No. Ozzy's gone as well. So, Ozzy. Yeah, so RJ is Huel and Miranda Jr. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, Andrew is going to be one of our main pike deaths. That's pretty fucking brutal. And then who else have we got? We need one more in between. One more minor. Gage. That'll do. That'll do quite nicely. So Gage is the final minor character one. And then also we've got Andrew, unfortunately losing his life. Been there since season 3. OG prisoner. Brutal way for him to go. But fair dues. Who else do we have getting taken out? Gator. We lose Gator as well. When did Gator come in? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, Gator was he was surviving with Woodbury, and he of course was, yeah, he befriended Axel and all that. So he's been there for a while. So he's gone, and then finally, the last person to be beheaded by Alpha from our group is, oh my god, Ricky Dicky Doodog Rhymes is also beheaded and killed. Basically, this has worked out quite well for Saul because, of course, Morgan was killed at the start of the Whisperer War, which was like, you know, he was the main leader. And then Gavin was beheaded. Of course, Gavin being a lieutenant, and also Rick being beheaded, who was also a major lieutenant. So now, like, Saul can quite easily make his way, with like the help of his friends and all that, right, into, like, worm his way back into sort of, you know, power. So I'm going to say that's what's happened. He's wormed his way into power for a little bit, back into a position of authority, used his words to do that, and so he's escaped prison like Negan did, just in a very different way. And then we got 56 Chaos Roll. We literally did this one. 32 along the corridor. A bad storm hurts the community, and you lose 2 minor characters. Okay, well, I mean, this works out quite well because, of course, you do have the snowstorm. So I guess the snowstorm was worse than it was in the show. And And I guess during the fall of the kingdom. Oh, Lydia dies. Oh no. So when Alpha's like, I hope you keep my daughter safe, we're like, yeah, about that. She she gave her arm to the walker and she let it bite. Tavia tried her best, but Tavia was overpowered and killed by some walkers herself. So we lost Tavia, and we also lost Lydia. That is kind of crazy. Lydia didn't make it to the end of the Whisper War. So, well, I guess the start of this season, isn't it? And then we can add an extra character. Why not? Let's add a character. We haven't for a while. No more Road to Survival. There's too many really Road to Survival characters. We've already got Axel. He plays Savior 5. Savior 5. What's this guy's name? Hakeem. That'll do. So we'll call this guy Hakeem. Okay? So Hakeem will be joining the group. He's just another savior anyway, so actually when did he die? At the sanctuary, watch the news, he covers a place of blood demonstrations. Hundreds of people have been killed, but such man has not been seen directly. He could be soon used killed during the battle at some point. Oh, okay, so he just maybe dies off screen. I do not remember this guy, but that's okay. Hakeem has joined the group. He's just another savior. And then, of course, we also need to add Jules and Coco. Now, Jules can be... She is, but whose baby can Coco's be? Joey Joe's? Maybe Gabriel's? Fuck it. Gabriel and Laura? That'd feel weird. No. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Gabriel and Laura, they're a couple. I guess that means that Laura gets to be here. Laura gets to be here. Coco is Gabe and Laura. And Laura's kid. Because why the hell not? And then we've added Laura here, so we need to remove Laura from here. Or maybe did I already do it? Maybe I already did it. I feel like Magna we can give main character status to, because all the rest of her people have been killed. Maybe Kelly as well. Maybe we'll end it there. Magna and Kelly. Is there anyone else that... Oh, and also Kim Jr. Oh, shit. Kim Jr. also deserves main status because, of course, she's our Judith stand-in. And everyone else can eat it, really. Also, Nicholas is still alive. That's quite funny. And Deanna. So, Jules was added, wasn't she? Yeah, Jules. So that's done. So who... Oh, what the hell, man? Who let Negan out? So which of these characters lets... Well, actually, this one's Void. Void that one off. Who kills Brandon? Ooh! Kim Jr.? She's the one who takes her out. Maybe he's like trying to defect to the Whisperers. We'll go with that. Brandon tries to defect to the Whisperers, and little Kim Jr., aka Judith, takes out Brandon before he can fully defect. So he's been killed. And then we got Sadiq's death. Now obviously at this point Alpha would learn that her daughter died, so they couldn't keep her safe. So that's what makes her like attack the communities. So I feel like Alpha kind of attacks the... Well, obviously they attack because they crossed the border, but I feel like if Alpha had like if they preemptively struck Alpha and she had like a reason, do you know what I mean? Like they didn't respect the borders in a different way. Because the ways they did was like quite reasonable, do you know what I mean? Dog. So I guess Dog starts barking at Dante, realizing he's a Whisperer. Like he has the Whisperer mask in his mouth or whatever. He's barking at Dante, so Dante strangles Dog to stop him from barking and alerting the group to what he did. And then, of course, they find Dog has been strangled. And then who then kills Dante? I guess we need to determine who is Dog's owner as well. This person kills Dante and was Dog's owner. Enid. Oh, okay. So yeah, Enid has a fight with Dante and ends up stabbing him, maybe killing him, avenging her and Carl's dog. Her and Carl had a dog. They're in their 20s. They're getting on with their life. They're trying to be a nice young couple. They've got 2 dogs. They've got Sam and they've got Dog. And then this G-damn Whisperer came around and killed their dog. So they killed him. Then we had Gamma. And now we have Laura's death. So who is slammed on the cell doors, killed by Beta? Beatrice. Okay. Beatrice is taken out by Beta. Sucky death for sure. But at least it goes to her and not the babe Laura, as some people may say. And then now we have Gamma's death, who is getting gutted like a fish after the Battle of the Hilltop. Oh, not to poor Tammy. Tammy Rose is the one who's gutted like a fish. And then Earl's death, so who then is bitten, saves all the kids, but unfortunately has to slam their head on a thing before being killed by... Well, Gabe and Laura's kid. Okay, well, I guess we'll rework it a little bit. Instead of that, basically what happens is she's one of the kids. We'll say that, I don't know, Kelly or something, or I don't know, we'll say Ezekiel, yeah. Ezekiel does lead all the kids away, but unfortunately little Coco is bitten somehow, like on the finger or something, and obviously Coco at this point is literally just a baby. So they end up deciding to slam Coco. They have no bullets and no knives, so they use a little peg to put down. That's dark, but there you go. That's what's happening. They slam the baby. No, don't say it. Anyway, extra Hilltop battle death. They slammed the bit. No. Who also dies at the Hilltop? It's Jules. Well, Luke loses his beloved Jules early. She also dies in the battle. Poor Luke is really very upset about that. Which 3 head off to the Commonwealth? We'll do a major, 2 major, 1 minor. So it's going to be... Yeah, Gabriel, after losing his daughter. Probably don't, I understand. Addie as well. Very random. Guess that means Addie gets main character status now. Addie, Gabriel, obviously rest in peace Keely Mac. So, and then on top of that, we have Laura. Okay, so Gabriel and Laura, they decide to head off after maybe Addie had heard the people on the radio. She'd been working on the radio, and so they head off to go to the Commonwealth, and then of course they meet Princess along the way. So I probably should just need to maybe keep a note of CW Commonwealth, Laura, CW, and what's her name? Addie. CW. Okay. Who takes out Alpha in the end? Saul Goodman, obviously leading the charge, of course. The Chronicler? That fucking guy. How is he still alive? He makes his way into... He infiltrates the Whisperer. Yeah, he infiltrates the Whisperers and he kills Alpha. Maybe he bangs Alpha as well. Why the hell not? And then main character death to account for them show an exit. So this character dies at the end of the Whisperer War, basically. Self-sacrificing themselves to destroy the Whisperer herd. Can't be Gabriel, unfortunately, because he's at the Commonwealth. So I have to reshuffle. We do have a lot of characters here, 14, so... Yikes, no more new characters next season. You know, it can't be Saul Goodman either. One more roll, and then I preemptively decide. One more roll, and then I will decide. Oh my god. Right, it has to be this one. It has to be this one, guys. Also, I can add Elijah. And, I don't know, Herschel Ree. It's Glenn's cousin. He's just, there you go. Right, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Well, actually, it landed on Carl. I should be fair. Okay, we'll see if it lands on this. If not, we'll go to Carl. Okay, Magna, fuck it. Magna is the character who self-sacrifices herself to take out the herd. I guess she had been like stealing and shit before, so maybe it was well appreciated. So, who then gets the Beatrice death? Stabbed by a whisperer and then ripped apart brutally. Well, Sam the dog had his little gut trick on, I guess, as well. But a whisperer like stepped on his tail. He made a little yelp, and then he was torn apart by the whisperers. Oh, that's brutal. I need to add the deaths in. So Dante was killed. After Dante, we've got Beatrice's death. Wait, what? Oh, Beatrice was killed. And then after Beatrice was Tammy Rose. After Tammy Rose was Coco. And then we had Jules die as well. And then we had Magna die. Well, Alpha was killed. And then Magna died as well. Where's Magna? Where you hiding, Magna? You cannot escape. You self-sacrificed yourself. You the one who did it. And of course we lost Sam the dog as well. And now we have to kill Beta. So who's doing that? Do you know what I'm going to do? If I forget, I forget in the end. But whatever. These are annoying the hell out of me. Put them in here. I'll come back to them. The Chronicler. The Chronicler then takes out Beta. I guess he had a profound arc this season where he went in there and I don't know. Oh, what the fuck, man? Anyway, who's banging Leah? What's our COVID episodes now? Ezekiel. Ezekiel was banging Leah. After his rebellion failed and Shiva was killed, maybe he went off to sulk, and that's where he met Leah the Merc. So that's Ezekiel's little dirty secret. And then add the main character. Oh yeah, Razia. So Razia's back now as well. She's come back with some friends. Cool. Done. So of course Razia comes back with Elijah and Herschel Ree, who's Glenn's cousin, by the way. Chaos roll. One more chaos roll. I might not do another one for the finale, we'll see. I'll probably skip the last one. 15. I'm feeling a bit drained now. And this is not been in the time frame I wanted it to be. 15. A bear attacks. A bear attacks. 3 minor character deaths. Okay. This is brutal. Okay, so who's it gonna be? So Luke's one. Deanna's one. Oh my god. Nicholas. So basically, to start the season off with like a bang and to show like how shit things are, Alexandria's obviously destroyed after the Whisperer War, and like a bear fucking stumbles in. It kills Deanna. It kills, and Luke and Nicholas tried to battle it, but they're also killed during the fight, just to prove like how fucking up Shit's Creek without a paddle Alexandria is, and really like set the stage for how desperate they are. They kill the bear. They go after the bear even though they know it's deadly, because they're like, that's good food, and they end up killing it, but obviously it's not going to feed the group for long. So to really show the dire states that the group is in, and of course Rosita's like, I have a plan, everyone. And people at this point are starting to turn on Saul, because they're like, your leadership sucks arse, okay? You've gotten us, like, we don't know where the hell Laura and Gabriel are, along with Addie, right? They've gone missing for a start. You sent them off some stupid mission, like based on some bogus information. And then on top of that, what do we got? Like half of our people are dead. And so yeah, Saul's like feeling the pressure. And then so that he goes on this mission that of course Maggie is got. And I'm gonna add this little major character now for when it comes to season 11. So we go on the Meridian mission. Because Rosita's like, there was this community that we came across that Elijah was belonged to. So who's going to get the gauge deft? Hakeem! So Hakeem is in the train car. I'm sorry, Hakeem. And he says, liar. And he stabs himself in front of Rosita. Because obviously Rosita doesn't really care for the saviors or the other side. She was always fighting for herself. Just like Eugene was. So, yeah. She doesn't give a shit that Hakeem dies. And then I'm going to say as well, just I think I might mention at the start, you might see that Cole, Duncan, Agatha, Frost, Steph are here, but I've not added their character. This is by design. I think that way we can have like a bit more depth in the season 11 without having the shitty red shirts. So I think I've said that though already. Anyway, so we have the cold death. So the Reapers then attack. Who gets the cold death? Who has their throat slit? Elijah. Damn, we already lose Rosita's friend, Elijah. Already taken out. Already wiped out. It's pretty peak. And then Agatha. Who gets the Agatha death? Oh, this is Duncan. Who gets shish kebabbed? Gamma. So Gamma gets shish kebabbed and then eventually bleeds out and dies. Just to prove how fucking tough this final group is. Like, this is the toughest survivors they've ever come across. And the Agatha death. So little RJ, Huel, and Miranda Jr. Oh my god. He kind of snuck on and to like join the group, and then he's taken out by walkers. Because he snuck trying to like be a brave little. He's trying to be a brave man. He's trying to be the brave man. If you guys get that, he's trying to be the brave man, and he gets attacked and killed by some walkers. Maybe in front of Huel and Miranda, just fucking breaking them. And then Frost's death as well. Frost. So a major character is going to get kidnapped and tortured and interrogated and then eventually killed. No. Oh. We lose Huel. Bro. That's like so brutal. Kidnapped after his kid died by the Reapers, tortured. And then I guess who also infiltrates the Whisperer base? Perfect. Saul. So Saul, maybe Saul helps to like kill Huel, like to preserve the others. So it's kind of like brutal, but Huel is killed by Pope, like in the I kind of like that. So Saul like infiltrates the group, pretends like he's not on their side, and then also helps to torture his best friend Huel, and then in the end, Huel is taken out by the Whisperers. Not the Whisperers, by the Reapers. Guys, I can't handle it. Shit's too emotional. So we lose Elijah as well. Where the hell Elijah is? Where the hell is Elijah? There he is. And we lose Gamma. Our last Whisperer. Huh? There she is. And then we also lose RJ. That's obviously Huel and Miranda Jr. And then Huel Babino finally taken out. Wow. And then who kills Pope? Which character puts an end to Pope? Leah doesn't get a chance. Ah, it's Joey Joe. It's Joe's twin. Remember him? He's been there the whole time. Joey. So Joey Joe takes out Pope. Joey Joe kills Pope. He goes, "You remind me of my brother." Kills him. Cool. And then who also kills Brandon Carver? I removed Toby Carson as well. I don't care about Toby Carson. Everyone has to say how great villain he was. And the actor's very good, but... Oh, okay. Well, I guess she came on this mission too. Kim Jr. kills Brandon Carver. Well, I guess the whole crew came on this mission. Well, it would be wise if you're taking out a bunch of experienced mercenaries who survived the apocalypse for 10 plus years. Probably would be advisable to bring as many soldiers as possible. So I think that makes sense. So they take out Brandon Carver as well during the final battle with them. But then, of course, one of these characters got injured. We learn, and then obviously they come back to find that this particular character, has died from their injuries. And it's Kelly. So Kelly gets the Alden death. Wow. That is a wrap on Magna's group. All of them taken out. Wow. So Kelly got injured, and they return to find that she's turned into a walker. Now, we're literally just going to be adding... I guess we can add Max as well. We're just going to be adding Max, Princess, Mercer, and Annie. We're not adding any more, because I don't care. I don't care about Tommy, and they're all very boring characters, really, for me. Well, Mercer's okay, but the others are boring. So I just add them, yeah. I like Princess, though. Princess is cool. And then obviously now we can add back these guys too, to here. Right, so first up we've got Marco's death. So who is shot and killed by Leah? Obviously after Leah comes for revenge against Ezekiel and all that. No, not Highwayman Alec. So Highwayman Alec, he's been loyal since joining the coalition. But he is no match for... oh, damn. I think I forgot to add RZA, didn't I? RZA has somehow survived this whole time, only because I didn't add her name. But Alec has died as well. Damn. So poor Alec. Who then kills Leah? Who will it be? Nah, I guess Gabriel coming to the rescue. So Gabriel comes to the rescue to obviously help the others, and so to prove. Well, actually no, because he would be there. Because at this point they're with the Commonwealth, aren't they? I'm still thinking we're in the Reaper arc. Silly me. So yeah, Gabriel comes and shoots and kills Leah. Maybe Leah was trying to kill Ezekiel, but Gabriel was there to save the day. And then who kills Sebastian? Ooh, Judith, aka Kim Jr. I think that's pretty cool. I like the idea of her killing. She's a much darker, but Judith's got a very good heart in the main show. But her being an evil bastard, I kind of like. And this is for Lance. Who kills Lance? Carl finally gets some action. Carl, good, killing Lance off. I like how the kids are taking over now. This is quite transitional. Who loses an arm? So this is for Lydia, of course. Oh, Carl also loses an arm. Damn. He's got both eyes, but he's only got one arm. And then who gets shot in the finale? Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman. Okay, so Saul gets shot, so everyone's fighting to save Saul. I don't know if I want to do a bonus. I'm going to do a bonus. I'm going to do a chaos roll and see if I like it. 34. Seasons and wrongful which villain is still alive. No, we've already done that. 41. Hidden bite. Someone hides a bite in the group. Spin a wheel and find out who. Flip a coin, heads are successful and hide the bite. Yeah, we're too late for that. Fuck it, we'll just kill people. Anyway, Right, instead, let's just roll a d20, and that's how many characters will die. Pro. Okay, it's going to be easier. So how many have we got? We've got 13 plus 11, so that's 24. So we've got 24 characters minus... Oh my god, wait, no. Because we minus this. And we also minus this. Wait. And we also minus this. We may as well put them together. That is one person survives. Fuck it, why not? It turns out Saul led all these people to slaughter. Fuck it. First we'll find out, do they kill Pamela Milton? Heads yes, tails no. Do you wanna try that one again, guys? Okay. So, which one character survives? Because the rest are dying. Princess. Everyone else is led to slaughter. So they all carry Saul's body, but you know, DJ's killed, devoured by walkers. Then RZA as well. They turn. You know, like, we lose all the extras, so we lose like Nabila, we lose Marco, we lose Glenn's cousin who randomly showed up. Mercer like fights to the end. Annie's killed as well. Obviously these guys are already dead. These guys are dead. Yeah. So we lose all them. And obviously Max as well. Like Addie's like, no, Max, come in. And Max and Addie are both killed. And so like it's like now it's just like the main characters pretty much all making it through. Alden's shot and killed by the Commonwealth troopers as they're trying to like, you know, force their way through. But they make it to the hospital and Saul's like patched up decently well. And they're like, we lost so many people out there, you know, we are like screwed. But Saul's like, guys, we can still win this. We can still win this. And they all like rally behind Saul. They're like, yeah, sure, we believe you. The only person who's a bit skeptical is Princess, because she's not known Saul for very long. And she's like, this guy's kind of wacky. Kind of reminds me of my my crazy stepdad and my crazy stepbro. But anyway, Saul carries on through the battle. He thinks he can take on an army because they took on the Reapers. We can kill those mercenaries. We can kill these stormtroopers. So he goes running, and I'm just gonna say it's a slaughter. They just gun them all down. So, who will we say ends? What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let me just roll a d10. Oh, it should have been a d12 actually. Actually, let me do d12s. 12, 12, 12, 12. I'll go backwards. So Gabriel killed 12. 9. Rosita's killed. 7. The Chronicler's killed. And I fucking know. And Miranda's killed. Well, I don't know why I was trying to make it like some weird thing. It doesn't matter. It can be random. So those four is like killed. Like, fuck. Okay. They turn around like another corner. Then Ezekiel's killed. And then it's literally just Saul and then Joey Joe's killed. And Laura's killed. And Carl's killed. And Ian is killed. They like die together in each other's arms. And it's literally just Saul and Judith. And he's like panicking. Like, you know, like the Saul like panic, oh, kind of sigh. When Jesse punches him. And he's like down an alleyway with Judith in his arms. He's obviously recovering from a gunshot wound, and that's it for him. And Saul cradles his daughter as they're both surrounded by walkers, and they're killed. I'm sorry, that's what happened. So in the end, Princess is the only character who survives, and Pamela Milton. And which one of these gets to be governor? Now, it could be a happy ending or a sad ending. Let's see. It's the happy ending. So, Princess still, like, being the likable person she is, helps to overthrow the government, and she becomes governor of the Commonwealth. Pamela is imprisoned in prison, basically. So that is the rewrite. Saul was the protagonist, but in the end, everything he did led to shit, and he killed every character he came across other than Princess. That was a fun ending. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, next week, maybe not next week, but next time, but I do definitely need to reduce the amount of roles we do. Maybe I do the Chaos role like every other season instead of every season, perhaps. I don't want to do a flip to see if I do it, because I think it's better in certain seasons than other seasons anyway. But yeah. So next video is... This one's now done. Next video is, of course, we are doing the Monroe family. And then we'll be doing Carl, Sam and Anna. Switch the Alexandria with the Atlanta group. That's like a different thing. I guess we're just going to roll for the protagonist there, I think. I need to reread the instructions. Maggie as well. Then we've got Aaron and Eric. A prequel series for the governor. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to try and figure this one out. Lee, and then the John Dory one at the bottom. So, I hope you enjoyed. Again, any requests I've missed or anything, then let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this little rewrite. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.